Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Infinity Broadcasting. Welcome into the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Season 26, Round 5 this evening for the Split 2 action as we come your way from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Hamish Munro here with you alongside Brett Fisher once again. Brett was so enthralled in his own little conversation. He didn't realise we were nearly on the air there, so I had to unfortunately rudely interrupt Brett in my ears. So I'm sorry, Brett. But
yeah, you should have done that, but he quickly flicked me off.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all good. We come into tonight to what is marking now the halfway point of the season. After tonight is completed, we'll have 50% of the races left to run here this season. It's been incredibly tight at the start of this season in terms of the championship battle. The last 4 rounds, 4 different winners. So we're continuing on the trajectory that we've had the last 3 seasons, where we've had a lot of different winners in the first part of the season. Will we get a double up tonight, or will we go 5 from 5, 3 seasons in a row? It'd be very interesting if it happens, Brett. And if it doesn't, it could still swing things in an interesting manner, because right now the championship is super close, and in fact it can swing in multiple ways, whether you include 1 or 2 drop rounds to this point of the season, which now that we do include a drop round at this point, Brett, that still makes it interesting, because we know where you kind of lie, especially if you've missed a round. That kind of gives you a sense of where you kind of are.
Well, it can also bring you back into the game as well.
That's right.
If you're a bit disheartened, you'd sort of go, oh, well, actually, I'm not going too bad.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it can kind of almost hard reset your mindset coming into it as well, which I think is great. And that's one thing we'll be able to talk through in a moment's time, is currently with 1 drop round applied, where the points sit, who are the true contenders at this point of the season as well. But obviously tonight, we're here out at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, also known colloquially as Mosport, or Mosport, for round 5. 250k, 64 laps here this evening around what is a really old school style of circuit up here in Canada. It's a phenomenal place to go racing. It has hosted Formula 1 Grand Prix before as well, has hosted Indy Next Series as well, even some lower TMX5 racing and stuff like that up in the north and up in North America as well. So it's a fantastic place to go racing. Very similar, has similar vibe, Brett, almost, even when you look at the track map, very similar to maybe like a Phillip Island, or you come here and it feels like you're coming to, like, as I said, Phillip Island, a Winton, even an Oran Park. Like, it's that old school style of circuit. And I think one that, if this track was in Australia, would be on the Supercars calendar, or at least would have been on the Supercars calendar. Yeah. It's got that feel about it, and I think a lot more people should appreciate this track for what it is, because I think it's severely underrated in terms of how great racing you can get here, but also how challenging it is as well, Brett.
Yeah, it's got its quirks left, right and centre, and I'm sure it's going to have a few fun things happen there tonight. Is that what they say in Canada? Air? Oh, no, A. Yeah, no, it's air. Oh, I don't know. Air? There's mooses up there in the house.
Mooses. There's elk too, Brett, not just mooses as well.
Yeah.
But
right.
Let's have a quick look at this point standings a moment. So with 1 drop round included, Joel Oosterwol is the championship leader at this stage, 516 points. He's currently 7 points adrift of his teammate Phil Manuel in P2. Shane Randall, P3 in the championship, 508 points, ahead of Paul Burns and Reese DeGoey currently for the top 5. Gary Buckland, previously leading the championship, he's in P6 at this stage. Stephen Kokoschke is in P7. Brett Fisher is winning the Battle of the Fish at the moment in P8. Woo! With Damon Fisher in P9. You're also winning the Battle of the Bretts there, Mr. Brett Fisher.
Simon 2 battles at the moment.
2 for 1. Imagine if you had a 3 for. Imagine if you were leading the championship as well.
Oh, no. That'd be horrendous.
Simon Hedersheed as well, P10 in the title race at this stage too. Now, there's some names that are out of sync at this stage that will be up the order come 2 drop rounds being applied, i.e. Alex Kiddis, Chad Weiger, 2 of the race winners this season as well. Expect a couple of other drivers to move up the order at some point as well. We will include 2 drop rounds as of 2 rounds from now. So when we get out to round 8, or 3 rounds from now, when we get out to round 8, after that round, that is when we will find out where they truly stand, with 2 drop rounds included. But that is currently the order of things. Joel's been very quiet this season. He's yet to take a race win. He's been very consistent, as is his teammate Shane Randall. The interesting name up there though is Phil Manuel. Super quick thus far this season, and probably only up there at this stage in P2 and not in P1 because of losing power at Watkins Glen a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that'd hurt, wouldn't it?
It would indeed. Let's have a quick look though at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park here this evening. It's a wondrous circuit up here in Canada. Of course, one of 2 Canadian circuits on the racing service. The other one, of course, is Circuit Gilles Villeneuve up at Montreal. We're not too far away from Toronto, Ontario, Canada though, as we trickle our way on in to the other side of Detroit and New York State as well, and find ourselves in the lovely hills of Ontario, Canada, and we find ourselves here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. You look at the overhead, Brett, it even looks like Australia. It's so similar. But in Bowmanville, Ontario, it was opened back in 1961. 3.9 Ks, 2.4 miles, 10 turns, and it all starts in the main straight. The run around turn 1, quite difficult. You've got to hug the wall as tight as possible and make sure you don't overextend on the left-hand side of the exit. And the run around Clayton Corner at 2 and 2A. This is an early spot for incidents to occur and an early spot for cars to end up in the sand trap as well on the right-hand side. Then the run down the hill towards Quebec Corner at turn 3. Another spot for cars to get overrun, overhung, and possibly spun round facing the wrong way. Those two corners there, Brett, of 2 and 3, those are probably going to be our earliest opportunity for possibly a safety car here this evening, and then we look towards Moss Corner at 5A and 5B and 5C as well. That's probably the other big opportunity for it as well.
Yeah, coming over Clayton's Corner, like you're coming over that crest, you know, and you're trying to set up the car before you can even see where your apex is. It's always a lovely corner. And as you're saying there, Moss Corner going down to 4, 5A and B, and that's always a great little spot for opportunities to come up. But, you know, coming down the hill of 4, and then you go up to 5. It's a really interesting little section of the track, and then you got the hard right-hander as you go to 5B. Very interesting section of track. If you get all that right, you can get a good exit out of 5B. You might be on for a bit of a move up that straight.
Yeah, I mean, it's a corner, and this is even a track really where maximising your corner exit speed is probably one of the crucial factors of this circuit. I would name this track as having probably I would almost argue a 60 to 70% chance of a safety car tonight, honestly, because even though we have got a lot of runoff, the runoff it's not necessarily in areas where cars would cause a safety car normally. The areas where cars would cause safety cars, there's not that much runoff around them, i.e. up at Moss Corner, i.e. down at Clayton Corner at turn 2, and then also up at turn 8, the runoff just before the S's. Out of 5C though, you come down the Mario Andretti straight through turn 6 and turn 7. They're slightly bends in the road and they're classified as corners. To the fast-paced turn 8, where a passing opportunity is available to you down the inside or the outside if you're bold enough, because you'll set yourself up for the inside at turn 9 at the exit of the S's and the entry up towards White's Corner at turn 10. Pit entry is a bit tough this evening. Pit exit's not that bad, actually. You don't come out on the racing line, and realistically it can almost turn into a two-wire battle down towards turn 2, depending on the time that you come out of pit lane. It's a shorter circuit. It's a shorter lap. It's a tough lap, though. You're on it pretty much the whole way. Engine blow-ups, that's going to be something to look forward to possibly tonight. Brett, of money shifts down towards turn 8.
You having a crack at me from last time we raced here?
I forgot you did that. I forgot you did that last time.
Yeah, I did that last time.
A piece of information that I forgot.
I think
Brett.
I rolled into pits, didn't I? Yeah.
I think you might have. You might have just rolled through the S's. Yeah.
So if I can get through tonight without blowing my motor, I'll be pumped.
That's a pretty good effort if you can do that. But it's a tough circuit. It's a tight circuit. And again, I think it's a 60 to 70% chance of safety cars here this evening, especially with a 250k race on offer for 64 laps. What more could you ask for but a hidden gem in the suburbs of Ontario, Canada? You guys do not want to miss any of this. Qualifying is about to get underway. We're about to get ourselves prepped and ready for what's to come here this evening as the drivers will prepare themselves for this evening's race. As 250Ks is about to get underway momentarily as qualifying begins and drivers will begin to head out there. Again, I think some of the most notable things about this track, Brett, is there's a couple of passing opportunities, but every passing opportunity around here feels high risk. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't necessarily feel like you can definitely pull it off. There's almost an aura about it of you could stuff this up and you could possibly set yourself up for failure if you're not setting it up correctly. It's directly down here, turn 3. This is one of them. I mean, overlapping with someone, they turn over on you, not expecting you to be there.
Marbles on the outside after a little bit of, after a few laps. Here's another one. So there's a couple of corners in this track that you come over the hill, you know, and you don't even know where your apex is, so you sort of guess a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guessing game almost at times for that apex, and I think that's what can make it difficult through practice during the week. And if you can't get the laps in, this can be a difficult track to learn in the racing conditions themselves. What I think will help tonight, though, is if you are amongst the battle pack, because it is so difficult to pass around here, you can learn quite quickly opposed to if you're stuck there on your own on circuit, you haven't really got anyone to base your time or base your braking markers off or anything like that. So I think there will be opportunity for drivers to learn the track tonight if they haven't got a lot of practice in during the week, especially in those battle packs. I think track position is going to be key, especially early in the race as well. What I do think though, Brett, is if we get a safety car early in this race and someone doesn't come in, that's going to be a massive mistake because this track kills tyres. And if they're planning on, well, hey, I don't want to have to take a tyre set too early and then risk my tyre wear running out. Unfortunately, if you put yourself a pit stop behind, that's going to make it a lot harder for you to catch back up, especially with such a short amount of time in this race.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's one of those, if you, it's like you lose the draft sort of thing, but there's no draft in these cars, but you know what I'm saying. You lose that momentum. But I think we might see a few packs out there tonight, so it'll be interesting to see.
I think we very well may see some packs out there tonight. Vermel.
very mal.
Alex Kiddis at the moment is looking to set himself a very quick lap. Of course, finally won himself a race last week out at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya as well.
Yep.
One thing that we stated we thought had been holding him back for a long time was the fact he'd never taken a race win in Split 2, multiple-time race winner in Split 3, but had never cracked the code on it in Split 2. He finally did it last week through the chaos of variable weather. Yep. Can he back it up this week? I think this is the sort of track that could challenge Alex, and I think this is the sort of track where he needs to be careful. He can't try and be too aggressive because there's no room for aggression tonight. The margins for error is too short.
Grumley's gone to the top of the sheet so far with a 1:19.575. Kiddis in second spot. Now we've got Chad Viger in top spot now with a 1:19.358.
And I tell you what, Chad, since Shelby Power Motorsports Park and he put this car on pole, Chad has put himself forward as a driver to watch this season now.
Definitely.
And I think he's definitely someone we need to keep an eye on tonight. Again, he's one of those old guard vets drivers, been here for a very long time, would have put a lot of laps around this circuit previously. But
Randall
also,
fourth, sorry.
Yep, Shane up to fourth. Viger's pushed this final or the second lap to the point of having to reset. There is Randall, probably one of two drivers who we could consider Mr. Consistent this season, Brett. At this stage, 2 top 5s and a top 10 across 4 races, one of which he missed, which was the Bend, and P3 in the championship with 1 drop round. A top 5 tonight could find him at the top end of the standings if things go his way, with that 1 drop round included. There would be some pressure on that, but he seems to be building upon the strengths that he had last season and kind of looking back and thinking, well, the things that cost me last season, I don't want them to cost me again. So I just want to focus on what I do right and try and push on at this stage of the season.
Alex Kiddis has just got an off track for his second lap, I think, there.
He's just
and I did notice also Kokoschki winning to 4th spot on the timing tower at the moment.
He did indeed. Tanik's up
Hoffy
to
into
P3
11
as well. Scott McKenzie, good pace here in qualifying already, a 1:19.46 at this early part of qualifying here. As drivers
20
are just
cars,
continuing.
20 cars, 21 cars in the 19s. So Craig Friend just going to the top of the tower, 1:19.286.
I tell you what, Brett, this guy right here, 1:20.18. For someone who's not racing on his preferred racing rig, you're doing pretty well for yourself right now in that lap time.
Well, I was in practice. I think I managed to get just into the 19s, about a 19.9, 19.8, I think, right on the edge. So I wasn't unhappy that I was doing that. So yeah, it's just completely off-putting. You're in someone else's rig. But big shout out to Bruce. Thank you very much for allowing me to complete the race. That was awesome to be doing that, and I had him spotting for me. So that was a pleasure.
Very good. Also, just noticed Steve Grumley is not allowed to get a faster lap time now. He's set a 1:19.575 on board the 575 Camaro, so he's not allowed to set another lap time now. You have to just deal with P7, Stephen.
Well, we'll see if he can go better or not.
We'll see if he can. Reese to go. He's pulled it back into pit lane. Tell you what, he's been quiet this season thus far, Brett. Mick Clifton. Very quiet thus far this season. Had a couple of moments thus far, but I would say right now it probably needs to just refocus up maybe for the rest of the season, build some momentum in towards season 27, because it could definitely be disheartening when you've had a season like this. We've seen drivers do it before, and I know that Mick has got the talent for it. It's whether he can put the focus down and just try and set himself, going forward. And, mayhaps in future as Michael Jones up to the top 3. Mayhaps for Mick, maybe it's time for a change in team, because we often say that sometimes a change in scenery can be helpful to a driver.
Are you suggesting someone?
I'm not. What I'm suggesting is maybe for Mick, if he wants to try and improve greatly, or not improve greatly. That's the wrong word. Maybe if he wants to try and learn some new things, or maybe just put a little injection of adrenaline in himself, maybe a change of team might help him. I don't know. We've seen it happen before, where drivers have gotten into a comfortable spot and they start to go backwards. They change teams, then all of a sudden they rocket their way back forward again because they're surrounded by new people and they're learning new things.
A little bit of uplift.
Yeah,
just something else to sort of
exactly
get the old game face back on
exactly
again.
Exactly right.
But have a look at that. Like Craig Friend out there still got the fastest time at the moment with a 19.286. We just see Mick Clifton move up into 10th spot, and we've got Alex Kiddis moving to 3rd. But look at 1 second covers. 1 second covers 8.6, 32 drivers.
35 cars are within half a second of each other.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's absolutely
ridiculous.
amazing. It's just going to show you how close this split is. I
mean, when times can be that close, that is some ridiculous stuff right there. Roy Clark. Ironically, Roy this season have been quiet as well. Hasn't really had a major impact, but is actually having a strong season at this stage. Maybe one that could be overlooked. Still having some solid points. Hasn't really had a poor race thus far this season. He's been chipping away, trying to set himself a maintained season in Split 2. There'll be growth spurts for Roy in future, I believe. And I think the same can be said for Brett Horsell, who has shown some very impressive pace this season, although that there's not going to help him.
Nope.
He's had some very impressive pace this season and some impressive moments as well, Brett, namely battling alongside yourself and Brett Taylor. But I think at this point of the season, again, I think some drivers need to have some self-reflection, because this is the toughest point of the season, Brett, arguably. I think the midpoint is always tougher than the end, because you get into that limbo, it's comfortable, you're halfway through, you know how many races have gone by, but you're not quite sure how many are left to go. And it almost feels like this is where mistakes often happen. This is normally when the momentum swing comes in the championship, where a champion will begin to build their season at the midway point. You look at Halil Seza, you look at Matt Muggleton.
Alex Kiddis.
Last season, he dropped off he was strong
look at
early.
Me with the memory.
Well done. Alex Kiddis last season. Well, it's good you say that, because Alex last season was very, very strong in the first 4 rounds, and come round 5, that's when his momentum dropped off, and then that's when the momentum swing came in the other direction. And so round 5, 6, and 7 this season are probably the biggest momentum swing races we could hope for. Mosport this week, Silverstone next week for the next round in the championship for round 6, and the week after Silverstone, it's the endurance race at Sebring. And I think the Enduro is going to be the major momentum swing. You can win the Enduro, you can feel like you're going to win the championship with 3 rounds to go.
What was I going to say? Oh, it was it. Drive we have talked about previously weeks. I was quite surprised Damon did a 1:24.11. Now in practice, it was into the 19. So I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't think he's put a lap together, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think he's just
and
struggled.
Sean Palmer saying sticky notes help. Well, yeah, I actually just pulled that out of memory, which is, amazing. Maybe I haven't got Alzheimer's.
See, Brett, this is what happens when you hang out with me long enough.
Oh, it's true.
The memory retention starts to rub off.
Uh,
I was actually, you know, Brett? I was actually very impressed that you pulled that out of your hat then. That was very good.
I know. I was impressed too. That's why I stopped to talk about it.
Think about where we're going to be at the end of the season. It's going to be incredible. Or the end of the year, I should say, end of 2026. You're going to be rattling off stats like it's nobody's business.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Top of the ladder. Here we go. Hamish, off you go, mate.
Yeah, starting grid for tonight's race will be as follows. Craig Friend will start pole position alongside Chad Viger on the front row of the grid. Alex Kiddis and Michael Jones will start ahead of Scott McKenzie and Paul Burns for the top 6. Bruce Tannick, Shane Randall will start ahead of Stephen Kokoschke and Steve Grumley for the top 10. Mick Clifton, Reese DeGoey will then make up our top 12 cars on the road. Andrew Hoffman will start ahead of Phil Manuel and Chris Blanchard, making up our top 15 ahead of Ron Allen and Scott McCune with Simon Heddersheet alongside him. Rick Farger, Halil Cesar will make up the top 20 with Roy Clark and James Boardman, starting ahead of Matt Monday and Gary Buckland for the top 24 cars. P25 Championship leader Joel Oosterwald, work to do tonight. He's not been strong in qualifying in the midway or in the last sort of 4 rounds, but he's been strong in race pace. We'll see where he can end up here tonight. Derek Lovegrove will start alongside him with Todd Duggan and Sean Cullen ahead of Brett Fisher and Scott Weston for the top 30. Ben Brook, Matt Stoyles will start ahead of Brett Taylor and Jeremy Bush, with Brett Horstel and Damon Fisher starting at the back end of the field. Some work to be done for some drivers, Brett, and those drivers that we thought were very strong at the start of the season, they're struggling at this stage. They're still in good nick, but they've got a bit of work to do to make sure they're maximising on points.
Like we talked about before, Hamish, though, you know, the whole field's spread over under 1.5 seconds. So it doesn't take much to make a mistake and push you all the way back, you know, into a position where you're probably not that excited about. And especially on this track, starting, you know, like the cars further down the pack, starting on a bit of a bend, you know, so that's not going to be too good to get the car, you know, away nice and cleanly. It's going to be a bit of a handful. Yeah,
this is going to make it a bit hard there. You see Todd Duggan, I mean, almost a complete side-on shot comparatively to the start-finish straight. Other drivers as well. Joel Oosterwald's back here. Matt Monday, Boardman's back here. So's Cesar and Clark. They're on a slight deviation as well. But for Craig Friend, he's got the best possible chance to get himself a race win this season as he starts on pole. Chad Weiger will look to take home his 2nd race win of the season and break our hearts of getting 7 race winners from 7 first races in the championship running. We're waiting for Ron Allen to join the grid here this evening, with around about 15 seconds for him to do so before the lights are going to go up. Lap 1, that's going to be a high-intensity moment for these drivers, as it's often the highest possibility of a safety car here at Mosport. That's the reason why it's at roughly 60 to 70% chances in terms of the safety car getting called. Revs will begin to rise, though, in just a moment's time, and drivers will prepare themselves for battle around the wondrous Mosport International Raceway right here in Ontario, Canada. We are racing for Racekraft V8 Veterans action once again. A great start from Craig Friend and his teammate Kedis. Old Mate and Sons lead at 1 and 2 through turn 1. Weiger, Jones, McKenzie go with him. There's a bit of contact in the background with, I think, Randall and Burns. Burns has gone into the side of Clifton, who's dropping spots early here towards turn 2. Got to be careful. The car's to run it off the road as off goes Clifton down here. Careful of the rejoin, Mick. Don't want to come right in the way of someone else as he's nearly rear-ended by Boardman. And it's high-intensity stuff already as everyone is getting involved in it, and elbows are out here on lap 1 of 64. We've not even done 4Ks just yet, Brett, and everyone is having a crack.
Yeah, they are. What a great little start. A bit of excitement happening left and right here. So we've got SLS action there as we see a WKMP car there going through. It looks like...
Andrew Hoffman around. And Kokoschki's gone wide. I think Kokoschki may have actually blown his engine into turn 5. He's pulled up on the side of the road. That car is off. Hoffman's had to spin it back around. Kokoschki may be out early here. This could be an early chance for a safety car because he is off the road in a dangerous position. That car's not moving. What will Chief Steward Brenton O'Brien do? Will he bring it out or will he let him tow back? The crucial thing is, if Craig Friend starts this next lap, which he has right now we can complete a CPS if a safety car is called, because we have started the 2nd lap of this race. We've completed 1 green lap. So anyone that comes in, if a safety car comes out, it will count as a compulsory pit stop at this point of the race tonight.
Friend just building a bit of a gap there too. 1.2 seconds, 1.3, 1.4 safety car, we're out. We've got a safety car, here we go. So that's going to quash that little bit of a gap Friend was putting on there. So we're showing early pace.
Important thing now for Friend, because he's going to be the one of everyone who knows this. He needs to come into pit lane because he knows that the safety car was called when he started lap 2. There's a little bit of grey area in there of, well, have I started lap 2? Can I do my pit stop and it count? As the race leader, he had begun lap 2, so technically everyone has completed a green lap once he does that. And what that means is everyone can pit and do a CPS right now if they do come in. But
No one took that opportunity.
I think for Craig, he has to come into pit lane. He has to come in this time.
Oh, yeah.
If he stays out, I think Craig Friend may be throwing away a race win. And he is going to stay out. Oh, my God, this is huge. Kiedis has stayed out as well. Viger's straight in. Jones is coming in. Tanik's in.
Here we go.
So Old Mate and Sons have had an absolute balls up here because they have thrown away the possibility of a race win. And we're only on lap 3 of 64. I know anything can happen, Brett, but when you become a pit stop behind, that is going to hurt massively.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. And look at everybody else. Everybody else is going through.
McCune stayed out Monday.
Clifton.
Yep, Clifton, Brooke, Ron Allen as well. So these guys maybe trying to take track position. But how much is track position worth on such a short circuit with such a short pit lane? I don't know if there's much worth in it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll balance itself out later on, won't it?
Well,
so who's the first off pit lane?
Well,
Looks like Chad's off.
It's Chad Viger who came in P2. Who's going to come out behind him? It's going to be Gary Buckland. So he's actually taken... I don't mind this strategy from Gary here. This is track position by shorter pit stop. I think this is actually the smarter choice, obviously, of the Old Mate and Sons cars tonight. Come in and just take a bit less fuel. Grumley, Tanik, and DeGoey have followed him out. So has Jones.
That was interesting, the exit. That was interesting, the exit of Grumley and DeGoey with Tanik, because Tanik was inside another car there for a couple of seconds on the exit, so be interesting to see what happened there.
Yep, and again, I mean, it's a free stop, and I think unfortunately for Craig, Alex, Ron, Scott, Matthew, Mick, and Ben, they're kicking themselves right now because unfortunately, So the main issue now is then the main issue why they may not have pitted is. For everyone else, they're going to either have to do a really long stint right now on one set of tyres, which is very difficult around here, or they're going to have to cut the race in half, which again is going to harm their tyre wear because now they're going to have to do 30-odd laps on a set of tyres, and then they're going to have to do 30-odd laps again on a set of tyres, where these guys can now go on. The main thing that these guys need to try and do now is build up a gap. Unfortunately for them, at a minimum, they need a 30-second gap over P8 in Chad Viger. If they cannot build up a 30-second gap over the next 20 laps, it's done for them, unfortunately, because they're going to be behind. It's going to be
hard.
It will.
It's going to be hard, isn't it? Yeah.
This is a super tough track to build gap at. It's a super tough track to do it.
Reese DeGoey just saying left his pit limiter on, so that was he's saying that was my mistake. So he's owned it, but that's unfortunate. So yeah, little things, isn't it? It's just those little things that can sometimes bowl you over, and that might be good, might be bad. Who knows?
It's a tough one. It's a really tough one, but I think, In my mind, it feels like a no-brainer to come in at this point. I would understand, Brett, if they had just pitted and then they didn't come in. I'd understand that, right? Because you've just pitted, you've just done a green flag stop. You don't want to come in straight away. Fair enough.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way really this can pan out for them is if we get another safety car in the earlier part of this race again.
The only way this works out now, Brett, is it stays green until lap 27, and it goes safety car on lap 27. That is the only way this works out for them now, because it's going to force the hand of everybody else to come in, take their tyres, although, no, it is past critical lap, that's fine. So it's going to force the hand of everybody to come in, take tyres, but they're still going to be one pit stop behind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I'm just trying to think if another safety car come out,
I think the only way this works out, Brett, is they build a 30-second gap, they pit, and then a safety car's called and they come in again. That is the only way this can now work out for them, is if they can build a 30-second gap, pit, remain in position. Actually, no, they need more than 30. They need 35 seconds. It's a 35-second loss in pit lane, so they need to build a 35-second gap, pit, come out again.
That's going to be a hard ask. That's going to be a hard ask. Although he was pulling hard away, like he did a handicap that field a little bit. So whether he's got it in him, obviously we're going to find out.
Oh, that's
Pace
right.
car's away.
It is away.
And we're on lap 4 at the moment of 64. So 60 laps, is that right? Or 61 laps?
So I think
60
now
laps.
I think now the main strategy that those people who've just come in can do is go as long as possible. Look after the tyres, don't burn them away too early, and just go as long as possible. If they can make it to lap 40, I think they can do well. But they've got to maintain probably a mid 120. So they need to be maintaining 1 minute 20.5s just to stay competitive on such old tyres later in the race. But they've got to look after the rubber right now. They cannot afford to burn it away too early because they don't want to be doing 40 laps to the end.
And I felt the tyres held together a fair bit for myself, but then all of a sudden, towards the end of the stint, they really fell off a cliff really hard. Now, but that might be my driving style, I don't know. But, you know, that's just could be indicative of what the tyre's doing. Here we go. We're away. Friend has got a snatch off there, and he's got a little 0.6 of a gap already. So nice little jump there. Back from Kiddis, and Alan back another 0.8. So let's see what he can do over the next few laps, and we'll have keep a close eye on his times and see whether he's actually going to actually push that car and try and get a bit of a gap.
Everything is on the line now for those drivers that have come into pit lane, namely Chad Weiger, who wants a second race win this season. Buckland wants his first. Grumley wants another one. Tannick wants his first. DeGoey wants his first as well, as Ben Brooks just had a blink out of the session for a moment there. But he's under pressure immediately here from Weiger, and this is the problem now for Ben. He's off pace tonight compared to these front runners. So right now, this is helping Craig Friend and Alex Kiddis, because if he can hold them up, that's going to help them pay dividends in terms of building their gap. But it's going to hurt Ben now. He's just going to start to drop back, and he may not get the gain that he was hoping for by taking the track position here off of this safety car pit stop debacle that has happened very early on in the race. There's tight battles though already. Ron Allen's under pressure here from Scott McCune down towards turn 8 with Monday and Clifton in behind them. Weiger's under pressure as well, with Buckland, Grumley and Tannick chasing him down, and you know that Grumley and Tannick are going to be a feisty duo on track. Both of these guys are aggressive, and both of them will go for a move if the door's even thought to be left open here tonight. So this could blow up in front of us, or it could end in fireworks.
So Tannick with the fastest lap of the race there with a 1:19.529. So he is looking at his time. He's about 0.5 of a second faster than anyone else on track at the moment. So we're just under 0.5.
That was Craig Friend that set that lap time.
Oh, sorry, Tannick. It was Craig Friend. Sorry. My bad. What am I saying? No. Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's because we're looking at Craig Friend. As Ben Brook is stuck on the outside, and this is the problem now of filtering through the traffic. So Brooks now starting just to get buried again by the front runners. And the gain that he was hoping for is about to become null and void. As we can see, it's getting feisty here with Buckland and Weiger battling away. Grumley wants a piece of the pie, so does Tannick though. So they all want to get into it here. They all want a piece of it in the battle for the corrected race lead here at Mosport Park. Lap 6 of 64. We've still got plenty of kilometres to go here tonight. Plenty of racing as well. And the safety car has thrown the ultimate spanner in the works in terms of who could possibly get to the end. It's basically turned this race into a one-stopper.
Tannick's right on the back of Grumley at the moment. He's really pushing that Chevrolet. It was very close. He was only 0.1 off the back of Grumley there for a second.
Now, what I think the issue now is for one of
Phil
these
Manuel
guys.
in pits.
Yep, Phil Manuel's in, so I think I think
that
might be a drive-through. That might be a drive-through. Yep. So because there'd be no point in him coming in now.
Bit wide there.
He is a little bit, and Tannick's right on him again. Now, the one driver that I worry about for these guys is Gary Buckland. He's got to try and get a wriggle on. He's got to get past Chad Weiger. He had a 12.24 second stop in the first stop, comparatively to an average of 23 seconds for stops around him. So he actually needs to get past Chad and build some gap ahead, because right now he's losing out big time to the cars that are behind him.
And he's getting pressure from behind as well, so Grumley's right on his ginger. So that'll be, just unsettling him a bit, not being able to just eyes forward and chase Chad.
And you can see that Grumley wants to move here on Buckland down towards 8 under. Brakes, he goes down the inside of the S's. Gets the job done. What a move from Grumley. Up towards corrective P2 now. P8 overall on the road as he moves on with eyes forward to the man that he battled at Watkins Glen, Chad Viger. It's on for the race lead so early on. Anything can happen at Mosport though, but Buckland is bleeding as he needs to try and build some gap here to maintain a possible podium at the end of the night.
That was a really great move by Grumley there. He set it up and he put the car through, and geez, he got past him fairly quickly. I was quite surprised that Gary didn't come back him at all. Might have been just a slight bit offline, not being able to carry that mid-corner speed.
I think as well, he knows that he can't risk pushing the tyres too early. So he's willing just to give away position, hang on to him for this stage and attack him later when the tyres start to, kind of go away from him at the moment. But, this here, it makes it so interesting now, Brett, because what it does is it completely... It's put a shell shock on the system of what's the strategy now going to be. Because, I'll be honest, drivers would have had a strategy coming in tonight of when they should pit. When would be the best time to pit throughout this race. And I think the main issue this has now given them is it's forced an early stop. So now they've got to ask the question, how long am I going to go on tyres? When am I going to come in? And if they don't balance this tyre wear correctly early on, it is going to shatter their chances. Exactly. It's going to destroy their chances at a race win.
Scott McCune closed the gap on Allen up the front there. He's only about 0.1, 0.2 of a second off Allen. Oh, a bit of a lock by Allen. He's run wide into the grass there. That's going to hurt him on exit. And looks like Clifton went through as well.
I think as well, Brett, if you were... I'm not going to say if you were smart, because this is not a question of intelligence, actually, but if you thought about this from an alternate perspective, right? So you've come in and you've taken fuel, right? And even if you've taken a lot of fuel, do you take tyres, Brett, so early in the race? Lap 2... do you take tyres?
For the reason of what, say, you're still coming out on warmer tyres than you would if you weren't.
Yeah, if you didn't take tyres, your tyres are going to be warmer.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think for me, I wouldn't. Because my tyres are warmer. I don't have to worry about warming up the tyres. They've already got some scrub on them. I think I'm maintaining. He's right on him. Yeah. He's right on Shane. And I think for Roy right now, he'll be happy just to sit with him. Because it pains me to say this, Roy's actually quite smart in this scenario. He knows that Mosport is not an easy track to pass at. There wouldn't be too much to gain to risk getting past Shane at this point of the race. Because they don't want to give up any track position time to the cars ahead of them. Currently, they're chasing them down. They are chasing them and catching them.
Yeah, that's
Shane is dragging Roy ahead. Exactly. Shane's dragging Roy ahead. He'd be very happy just to sit behind him and get dragged along. He's not going to win the race if he gets past Shane at this point. He might as well just sit there and because Shane's not holding him up. So, I'd understand if Shane was holding him up, but he's not. So there'd be no point in getting past at this point.
No, and I think that's the thing. They're the things that you've got to think about on the fly. If you see their position. There's a whole heap of cars in front of you. You're not being held up. You're only going to force, you're going to try and force something. And then errors happen. So this early in the race, you want to just consolidate a little bit, get your rhythm happening and, push forward.
Well, Blanchard's trying to push forward at the moment. He's in behind Scott McKenzie, who had quite a good qualifying here tonight, but a horrid race start. He's now down 11 positions, but again, we've got to take into account that there are 7 cars ahead of him who need a pit stop. That was a massive lunge at Paul Burns.
Was
massive
that a lunge.
Or
was it just a bit of a... Well, there we go.
Well, now it's a plunge because now he's getting sent down the drain because Blanchard looks to take advantage of the poor run through turn 10. Can he get the outside run at 2? No, he can't because McKenzie's going to be able to hang on the inside of the Kiwi, maintains the position ahead of Chris Blanchard here, but battles are getting tight and they're getting tightly contested. Boardman and Duggan are battling away with Damon Fisher in behind them as well. Matt Monday still finding a way with Scott McCune up the order with Mick Clifton in behind him too. And then further back down the field, Sean Cullen is battling away with Matty Stoyles. And then yourself, Brett Fisher, just ahead of them. Or should I call you Bruce McLeod?
No. I was Brett Fisher racing. It wasn't Bruce. He was my spotter.
No. I'm saying because of the ID that comes off of the rig, that is Bruce McLeod's rig.
Oh,
so,
right. Yeah. Well, he's Bruce McLeod's rig, yeah.
It's like pay driving for somebody else. You're driving Bruce's car.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Damon, I was just watching Damon. He was up 11 spots. So he's had a good start to this race. He's obviously taken a couple of advantages here and there. So he's pushing forward. Benjamin Brook up 19 at the moment, but
he does need a stop. So that's
still
gonna
need a stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll hurt his progress.
And what I've noticed now as well is, so we see this, Viger's already caught the back of Ron Allen, and he's still got Grumley and Buckland on his tail. So ultimately, this gamble has not paid off for that top 6 because the race leader is still with them. At minimum right now, the gap is 6.5 seconds from Craig Friend back to Chad Viger. So Craig's still got to find 30 seconds over the next 15 laps. I don't see a world in which he does that because he's got to outlap him by 2 seconds a lap. It's astronomical in terms of a mountain to climb.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only look, you've made your bed. You got to line it now, unfortunately. And
that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And we are only 12 laps in, and I think Reese to go, he said it best. This race has been killer so far, and it has. The early drama, the offset now this drama gives us to throughout the rest of this race and how that's going to affect the rest of this race. No matter what happens on the road now throughout the rest of this race, that safety car and that pit stop, whether it was a blunder or a thunder by coming down pit lane, has completely changed how this race can now be approached for the entire field. And that, one of the reasons why I love strategy, Brett, that is a great time in my mind.
That's, yes. You wouldn't want to be in my mind. Damon's up another spot, so he's in 12th spot at the moment. But what I was going to say is that what's really exciting is have a look down that tree on the left-hand side there. There is racing going on all the way up and down that field. There's a couple of gaps there of, 1.5 to 2 seconds and things like that, but everyone's in a battle. Everyone's having a crack. So that just goes to show what sort of racing's out there tonight.
Oh, what it is.
13 laps of 64.
And what it is just a phenomenal race thus far, Brett. And again, I think Mosport, it brings us this kind of racing. I do not recall, unless it's been a short, 150k race, I don't recall a boring race at Mosport in Split 2. And I think this is a track that really suits these longer runs, these 200 to 250k races. It's very similar to Sandown in that sense of Sandown's great when it's a long race because it's a short, tough track. Drivers go a lap down. It makes it really difficult. Mosport's the same. Ironically, it's the same for Bathurst, which is a longer track. So it's funny how that works out. But yeah, I think this is a circuit that really shines when we have these longer races because it's a demanding track. You don't get much room for breathing space. The only break you really get is between turn 5 and turn 8. That's the only time for breathing you really get. And even then, you're not breathing because often you're battling with someone and trying to defend them for position down the straight before the braking zone.
It was quite funny. There was a few times there that Bruce yelled at me saying, mate, breathe. But it's a very high concentration track. Now, Joe Osterwald, did he lose a couple of spots there? He's side by side with someone.
He's losing at the moment to Bush. Again, championship leader at the moment, but right now not looking like he's going to be leaving tonight as the championship leader so far down the order. And I think, realistically, Brett, actually, this is how I kind of imagined Joel's first half of the season to go. I expected some really good moments early on, but I also expected some tough races where the true difficulty of Split 2 would come to light, i.e. short track, tough to pass. Scott McKenzie has just had big contact. That's down at turn 1. That
Oh,
car's got
God,
major
lost the front
damage
splitter.
on it. He was battling with Paul Burns for quite a few laps there, don't forget.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, is there
Randall-
a wall wound on
Randall's
this
in the-
car? Look at Randall.
Yeah, Randall was in the middle of that.
Yeah, he's right
with
on him.
Clarkey behind as well. He's looking for an opportunity here. Clarkey on the outside. Is he going to try and bring it underneath him through this corner here? Or has he got the pace to bring it out? No.
He's not quite close enough.
That closed up. No, but that closed up fairly dramatically there for a second. So that could have got quite further nasty.
I think Burns, yeah, he has. Look at the side of that car. That's got massive damage on it on the side of Burns' car. I think if we look at the, there's a bit of 801 paint on the side of that Misfits entry. They've had contact down there, and that's why this car is currently missing its front end.
So I wonder whether race control will intervene in that. Well, time will tell.
We need a clock sponsorship, I reckon. Maybe Tag Heuer can get on board. I don't know, maybe Rolex Brett, they like motorsport. Give the winner of each series a, maybe not a Rolex, but maybe a Bali Beach fake Rolex. Maybe that's what we'll give away to the winner of each
everyone
split.
won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah, everyone, we all get awards. So Clifton closed on Monday here. He's just having a bit of a sniffy to his tail there for a second. So,
and the problem now as well is, so with McKenzie having to come into pit lane at this point, Brett, he actually still needs another stop. He's not quite at critical lap just yet. So that's going to hurt Scott now. He's going to be right down there throughout this race. But I will say that is probably one of the lifelines for the front runners is if someone gets taken out, they have to take an extra stop. All of a sudden, they're back on the net zero. But again, they need 30-odd cars to end up in pit lane in extra time for that to happen. So it's going to be a bit of a tough ask.
the battle's still up and down the order there. There's still a lot of racing. I mean, there's always racing going on, but close racing, you know, there's still a number of packs out there that there's not much separating these drivers at all. Roy Clark still chasing the back of Randall and Burns. Blanchard, Heddersheed, Brooks and Jones. And then
Burns is in, so I reckon this is a
Burns
drive-through.
Yeah,
I think this is a drive-through because there'd be no reason for Paul to come in now when he's already taken a pit stop. So I think this car is having to traverse the lane.
Left.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. I think this is for contact with Scott McKenzie. So, well, you do the crime, you got to do the time, unfortunately, for Paul Burns. And he'll now exit pit lane, and he'll exit right down the order. As Andrew Hoffman's now back in pit lane as well. So is this possibly a race-ending moment for him having to pit so early in this race? It is right on critical lap, but this is really pushing the limits of an outside edge gamble for Andrew Hoffman. You know, Andrew's going to have to do 47 laps now to the end of this race on a set of tyres. That's going to be a very tough ask for old Hoffy to do that.
Joel Weston and Lovegrove fairly close on track at the moment. There was some action happening there.
Oh,
and there we go.
Yep, there we go. It's starting to heat up. Call onto it and it happens.
Yeah.
Brett, it's like you knew he was going to get run wide.
Well, I could see the numbers. I didn't, you know. Oh, well, I'm there I am. I was just looking at the times closing and that was it. But look, this is a bit messy. What was very interesting too, everyone's rig's a little bit different. There were some corners I was comfortable in, and then there was a couple of corners that you just felt that little bit unsure of, So, and I only had I think I did about an hour's practice before the start of the race. So, I'm happy to just be out there circulating at the moment. Forsterwell again on Weston.
Last week's pole sitter, Scott Weston out at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Down the order a little bit tonight, but
obviously not really gelling with this track. But
it's a tough track, Brett. And I think this is a track. Again, it's one of those circuits with a real rhythm about it. If you can't find the rhythm, you're not going to find your tune. And I think if you can't find the rhythm around here and get comfortable, it's deceivingly difficult.
So you're saying if you're a dark fella, you've probably got a bit of a better chance?
I'm not saying nothing about that, Brett. I don't want to get my channel cancelled. So, I'm not
You know,
willing to rock that boat.
there's no secret that they've got better rhythm than us. White fellas.
You know what? I would argue West Indies Islanders have very good rhythm about them. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Here we go. Osterwell on around the outside. He's going to try and make something happen here.
He's trying to have a crack.
Quite wide. But does he get it up far enough?
He's not far enough up for the next corner. He's got to back out of it.
Look, that's a great attempt, but it's a tough one to sort of hang the car right out there and still get a good exit. So I think he probably just ran just a fraction wide.
This is going to be the telltale sign now of the big loss for those who stayed out, because Mick Clifton is the first one to come in, and right now he is probably going to be last place on the grid in terms of drivers who've only done one stop. And that there is probably the biggest throwaway from that moment for them at this stage. So, but for Chad Weiger, he'll be loving it because he's had a pit stop made and he looks to be in the effective race lead.
Getting close. Sorry.
Getting super
that was all
close.
Closing up there.
Brooks just starting to tighten them up a little bit. And again, this is helping Randall and Clark's case, because now Blanchard and Hedersheet are getting held up as Randall and Clark are beginning to chase them down. Now, it's very easy for, say, Roy or Shane to get into the thought process of, all right, once we catch them, if they're getting held up, we'll pit and try and undercut them. The problem is, if they pit too early, they're going to destroy themselves for the end of the race because the tyres are going to be gone. As Monday's now into pit lane.
Oh, Hedersheet on the inside.
Oh, big
Can he
sand,
get it done?
big lunge.
He shot.
Great move.
Yeah, that was really positive, and look who's taking advantage of that as well, Blanchard.
Yeah, 2-for-1 special. So how quickly can Randall now offload past Ben Brook? Or is he going to get held up and lose the time that he gained onto the back of Blanchard and Hedersheet's cars? He's got to get it done quickly. Probably needs to do it by turn 5, Brett, if he can.
Well, that gap's closed right up now because there was about a second or so.
Oh, Brook ran wide.
Randall's close, though, yeah.
He ran it wide.
So
he wasn't
Brook's
quite
just
there,
struggling
though.
a bit. I wonder if he's overheated the tyres a bit and just struggling a bit for grip.
Maybe. That might be the issue here for Ben. He's not quite... Well, to be fair, they've actually not dropped too much time to Blanchard ahead of them. And I think that's crucial now for Randall and Clark, is they're not actually dropping too much time, which is great for them. Grumley's not dropping too much time to Weiger ahead of him either. We'll see, though. We'll see if Ben opts to come in. If he does, that's going to be a massive help to Roy Clark and Shane Randall, because they're not going to have to deal with this traffic anymore.
Yeah.
We'll see if this pays dividends for them. For Grumley, Buckland and Tannick, they're still hanging on to Chad Weiger. He's not yet run away.
Something happening with Scotty Weston back there too. There, I think, in Bush. Scotty Weston, Osterwell got past.
Yeah. And then Damon Fisher's still ahead of Bush here. So Ben is into pit lane. So that's just helped Clark and Randall now. So we'll see how quickly they can chase down Blanchard and Hedersheet.
Let that pressure off a little bit.
But there's some top drives at the moment, Brett, it must be said. Drivers who are doing very, very well. Reece DeGoey, obviously, he wants to slot himself into the top 5 of the championship after tonight. Randall wants to take the lead of the championship after tonight, but needs to get himself a top 5. Oosterwolde has work to do if he wants to maintain the lead of the championship. Manuel has work to do if he wants to take the lead of the championship. Same thing for Buckland. It is tough going, and whoever leads the title after tonight, I don't think they're going to be... I don't think they're necessarily going to be the champion at the end of the season, but what it's going to be is it's going to give them a little bit of uplift, I think. If they can survive tonight with good points, that's going to give them some good momentum into Silverstone next week. As Craig Friend, race lead is in. He only built up an 11-second lead over Chad Weiger, so he'll lose the race lead, but how far will he drop down in comparison to those who pit on lap 2 under the safety car? We'll see how big the gamble has cost Craig Friend, or if he can try and claw something back out of this, but right now it's not looking likely.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Just watching Boardman, Fisher and Bush there. They were having a decent battle. Damon's right up to about 1.1 of a second behind Boardman. He's just dropped back a little bit now. And he was starting to get a little bit of pressure from Bush. So that's a decent little battle going on track at the moment. Lap 22 currently being gobbled up, and Damon disappearing again and doing his old trick.
And I'll tell you what, I was really impressed by James's drive last week, Brett. Outside of being a team owner, I think James James proved last week why I've thought he should have been in Split 2 for the last probably 3 seasons. I think it was a great breakout performance for him, and I think tonight, again, if he can have another one, that's only going to continue a momentum snowball effect for James. Again, he's not in a championship contending position. Damon was at the start of the season, but now he disappears into the ether. That Ethernet cable cannot come soon enough, Brett. Honestly.
I know. I'll tell you.
Cannot come soon enough.
It's going to be a relief. It's going to be a relief for all the drive to actually just see him constantly on track. You know, like it's not a dig. Not a dig at Damon, but yeah.
Are we sure that's such a good thing?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it must be. I know last week I was like 2 or 3 cars behind him, and just that disappear and come back again, it's quite off-putting.
Yeah.
Because you don't, especially if you're going to try and make a run on someone, because you don't want to someone to disappear and then come back and you're sort of halfway through a car. That is just all sorts of not very good. But Bush, I mean, this is a great little battle at the moment
really
on Boardman at the moment. So Damon's trying to do everything he can. He sort of got right up close a couple of times. He's got, he had some good exits. And then Bush also just hanging right in there. He stayed like 0.3, 0.2 away from that back bumper of Damon. So
I must say
this is a great little battle.
I've called a lot of Damon's races here in Vets because he spent the majority of his time here in Split 2. He has been to Split 1 one time before, but through his time as a quantum driver through Team AGR now to 266, what I will say is if Damon can get his network issues figured out, I'm going to be so happy for him, because I think Damon has got all the ability in the world to win this split, and the fact that he was very likely cost an opportunity at the championship a few seasons ago because of it. Yeah. If he can get this sorted before next season, I think Damon Fisher is going to be one to watch for the championship in season 27. Because honestly, it breaks my heart every week when he gets taken out because of it.
Yeah, yeah, and look, I mean, he's doing the best he can with what he's got. But like you said, I mean, it's going to be great when you see, what he can do when he's on track full time.
Yeah.
Because he's shown some great pace. He's had a couple of PC issues as well, and then also you get that little bit of an upset where you're not quite on pace or you bugger up your qualifying. But like you said, I would definitely see him easy top 10.
Yep.
Once he's there consistently.
Honestly, Brett, I'm going to call it now. I'm going to predict it now, because you told me he was going to get his internet fixed by next season.
Yeah.
Damon will finish top 5 next season.
Yeah, nice.
When that happens, Damon's going to finish top 5.
He's got to get his
100%.
race. I think he's probably got to just pick up his racecraft just a little bit.
Yep.
Like when we talked about at Adelaide. He's got to get a bit of mongrel in him and have a couple of cracks at, really sort of like putting it out there that I'm going to put the car, up there. But I think he's getting there. So, but that's the same again. That battle is still going on at the moment. I don't want to flip back to it, but, it's still 0.2, 0.3 between Bush and Damon, on Boardman. So they're having a fantastic little battle. Ron Allen and Alex Kittis in pit, and Manuel in pit as well.
Indeed, Chad Weiger has now taken the race lead with Steve Grumley, Gary Buckland on the podium at this stage. The problem for Gary Buckland is, though, he has around about 10 seconds to give up in his next transition through pit lane. So he's bound to lose some positions in the next run through. That would promote Bruce Tannock to the next position on the podium. So corrected order after the next pit stop should be Chad Weiger, Steve Grumley and Bruce Tannock. But anything can happen within the next 30-odd laps before the next pit stop cycle occurs, and any of them can get up onto the podium tonight, or possibly onto the top step as a race winner here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Rick Weiger right on Roy Clark.
Lovegrove dropping there as well, so he looks like he might have had a bit of an oopsie.
Down the inside goes Rick, takes the position from Clark, and again, the way that Roy defended that then, Brett, tells me he is just trying to get a nice clean race in. He's not willing to battle right now. He's willing to let Rick go by, follow him along, and again, use the cars around him to his advantage, because you look at the gap that he gave up to Shane, it's over 1.9 seconds. So he wants to try and chase back down that car ahead of him. Rick Viger's going to help him do that if Shane and Heddersheed start to battle here.
Pick your battles, as you say. Jones on the back of DeGoey as well. He's right up there, 0.2 of a second on the back of DeGoey.
Everyone is having a crack for it tonight.
There's been some fantastic battles.
There has.
It's great. Now, Damon's he's got past Boardman, so now Bush is on the back of Boardman as well. Sorry, I'm just sort of keeping my eye on the time thing to see where it's all happening. So, but I'm not expecting you to flip around.
There's something happening a bit everywhere. Honestly, there's something happening a bit everywhere. If we genuinely had the opportunity to pull a Formula One production truck where we could have a whole channel that's dedicated to every single camera angle around this track, I bloody would, because that would be fantastic, because it means we'd see every single battle happening all at once. You could run the timing as well. If anyone wants to build 10 PCs, please feel free to do so.
Bush,
that would allow us to do that.
Have a look at Bush. Bush is going for a pass on Boardman.
He is, but he's caught on the outside. Boardman will hang him out wide, and he'll hang on to it for the moment. So this battle is really heating up. This is only going to allow Damon Fisher to run away from them now the more they battle.
He's been released, but Bush has obviously got some pace there. He was sticking it up with Damon. So Bush will want to try and get past Boardman here.
It's whether he can get past him. It's not going to necessarily be easy. We saw it took Damon at least 10 laps to get by James Boardman. And if you're Jeremy Bush, well, you're either going to have to try and sit behind him, get it done within 10, or wait for your next pit stop to maybe try and do it. That's the only hope.
Also looking at Lovegrove and Stoyles on the back of Cullen, so that's a very tight battle there.
They're all over him. Trying to get up the inside. There's a bit of contact. Round goes Cullen off the side of Stoyles' car. That's allowed Craig Friend and Lovegrove through. Bit of damage on the front of Lovegrove's car, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that got really hectic real quick. And here we go.
It's all on as this whole little train of Friend back to Brett Taylor is starting to heat up. And you see Stoyles right on Lovegrove. He's offline. Is Stoyles going to try and go for the dive bomb? No, he's going to hang it out there. Look at Kiddis. He wants it on Burns. Both of them are going to get feisty back here, but they've got to try and get a dance on. And they can't quite fight their way through.
This is a very pressure cooker battle right here. I just get that feeling that, it's all going to boil over again like it did last lap.
It really feels like it, doesn't it? I think right now as well, by the way, Roy Clark's dropped some positions. I think he may be having some shifter issues possibly. As front end of town, Bruce Tannick has just gotten past Gary Buckland for P3. So Buckland's now starting to drop spots, maybe trying to save a bit of extra fuel. Remembering he only did a little bit of a top up, 12.2 seconds, enough to cover some tyres. So he's not going to be able to go as far as these guys, so they can push on. The problem for Buckland now is, can he hang on to the top 4 cars? He's roughly got to Chris Blanchard's 7.3 seconds. So corrected, he's going to be behind Chris off this next stop. He's going to be behind Heddersheed, and he's going to be behind Randall.
Geez, that was a big dive there. I thought he was going to take, Jones was going to take on Reese there for a second. He backed out of it. Actually looked like he's dropping off a fair bit off the back of DeGoey as well.
I think he may have just maybe just taken a little shock value and just thought, hey, let's just hold off for a second. Roy Clark in pit lane. So Roy Clark in for his final stop of the race, but a lot of laps to do on a set of tyres.
Yep, like 29 of 64.
At a bare minimum. Actually, Roy might be out. That might be Roy's night done, I think, unfortunately. That's a real shame for Roy Clark to be taken out with a technical issue like a shifter braking. You really do hate to see it. Race leader, though, with plenty of gap behind, looks ahead, and he's got some lap traffic to come. But this battle is heating up with McCune, Stoyles, Taylor, and Lovegrove and Burns just ahead of them. I tell you what, Brett, this track, Mosport just brings some great racing, doesn't it?
there's been some fantastic racing, and it's all up and down the field. You know, there's not one. Randall on the back of header sheet at the moment. He looked like he had a lunge there for a second, now dropped off. But that was close. He got down to within, 0.00 something, and he's had to just back it out. Here he goes. Got a bit of a run on. Let's see if he can do anything down the front straight. Doesn't get the eggs that he wants.
He's starting to pressure him, though.
Yeah.
Starting to pressure him.
She's definitely going to know he's there. I'll tell you that right now.
You could tell me for free, Brett. He's oh, it's such a weird saying, is it? I'll tell you that for free. It's would you charge me for that kind of information? I mean,
yeah, good luck getting money out of me. Duggan's closing on Cesar there as well, and also Bush closing on Boardman. So got an action happening again all up and down this field. This is just a fantastic race so far for seeing some really good racing going on here.
This is great to see, and you know what? If you wanted to show
Actually, even
someone,
myself on the back of Western.
Oh, Brett is going for it. Oh, Craig Friend on you as well, Brett.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you wanted to show someone just how good V8 racing can be on iRacing, this is the one to show them, because everyone's having a crack everywhere right now, and the force of saving tyres, saving fuel, and saving the mentality, that's starting to put pressure on drivers right now. And that may be the fail-safe that they need. If you've got a good mentality, you could get to the very end of this race with something positive. If you've got a bad mentality, well, you could end up straight in the wall if you're not careful. As we've got 34 to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, this race is not even halfway yet, and we've seen what we've seen. So, let's just take a breath for a second, and what's the next half of this race going to provide for us? Because it's been some fantastic racing.
It's been an intense first half, hasn't it, Brett? Simply.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just one or two cars that have been close together. Like there's been three and four cars that have been battling. See Craig Friend on myself at the moment. He's trying to get past. Looks like he's going to make that move happen, and he does. But then we're further back. We've got Taylor and Stoyles on Lovegrove. They've been sitting there for the last lap or so. Only 0.2 of a second off the back. So. It's flat out.
It's all happening everywhere. Reese to go. He's on the back of Gary Buckland at this stage, with Michael Jones in behind them as well, as we hit the halfway point just about of this race. And Reese to go. He looks to go for a big dive. Can't quite get there. Watch for Michael Jones, though. Michael Jones got the run. He's not going to get it down towards turn one this time, but it's intensifying at the front end. Round 5, season 26, split till the Racecraft Simulations V8 Vets.
It looked like he had another dip on him.
Is still too close to call at this stage. We're going to stick with the Buckland battle as we hear from our good friends over at Racecraft Simulations for a moment here. If you're over in the WA or Perth area, head over to 16 Grogan Road, Perth Airport, chat to John and the team. Check out some of the rigs they've got on the floor. And if you've got some spare coin, hell, buy one of them PT1s. They're a beautiful piece of machinery. We're back very shortly, though, with a split 2 action for round 5 of season 26. As the goey goes up the inside of Buckland. Can he get this done? We'll see if he can get it done. He's got a good exit. It's with Jones right there. Can DeGoey get it past? Can he get it past him? Down towards turn 8 they go. And through. Will it be Reese to go? As Buckland's run it wide. Watch for Michael Jones as well to go round the outside at turn 9. Can he set himself up for the inside at turn 10? He can. Michael Jones, 2 for 1 special. Nice. Buckland's down to P6 as we'll return soon to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park here with the Vets, brought to you by Racecraft. Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans Season 26 Round 5 from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Hamish Munro here with you alongside Brett Fisher once again. We're bringing you the split 2 action here tonight. It's been intense from the get-go. Early safety car has offset the strategy a little bit for these drivers. And just before we went away from you, the battle between DeGoey, Jones and Buckland really started to intensify. And as we've come back, Buckland's just starting to drop off the back of these guys now as Jones and DeGoey begin to go at it here. It's fantastic to bring you with you the coverage of this through Infinity Broadcasting and the V8 Veterans YouTube channels as well. If you're watching on the Vets channel, be sure to hit the like button to subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel with the Split 2, Split 3 and Split 4 action. If you're watching over on Infinity Broadcasting, be sure to hit the like button to subscribe to the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing. Coming up on the docket over there, Monday morning, 11:50 a.m, we bring you the action of Highside Motorsports once again out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tuesday night, the return of the IWC VRS Porsche Cup Series from Mobility Resort Motegi. Then we're back again next Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, when we head out to Silverstone Historic Circuit for round 6 of season 26 of the V8 Veterans, brought to you by Racekraft Simulations. Racecraft, head over to 16 Grogan Road, Perth Airport, chat to John and the team, check out some of the rigs they've got on the floor, or maybe even pork out some cash for that beautiful PT1. It's a great piece of machinery, and well, could be an excuse to have a nice rig at home if you can convince the wife to let you put the money out for it. Brett, as Reese DeGoey locks up and allows Michael Jones through. Wow. Tyres might just be starting to wear at this point.
I'll tell you what, Jones was on him like white on rice for a couple of laps there. I'll tell you what, he's really pressured him in. I wonder whether he pressured him into that mistake or whether it was just a slight little, distraction for DeGoey.
I'm not sure. I think maybe tyres are just starting to wear. Maybe he knew he was right there as well, and he's just had to let him go at this stage. Bulk pit stops have happened now. Grumley's been in, so has Tannick. So both of those guys are now taking their final stop in this race. Taylor is yet to come in. Mackenzie has been in. Hoffman's been in. Brooke, Buckland, Monday, Blanchard. They've not now, Monday hasn't. Blanchard, Viger, Duggan, Fisher, Manuel, and Baldwin have all now been in the pit lane as the race leader's in. Chad Viger enters pit road. Will Michael Jones follow him, or will he continue on to get himself an extra point? As a race lap leader here tonight, he will indeed. Reese DeGoey's going to come in, so a lot of these drivers are opting to split this race in half, Brett. So they've pushed the tyres early. Oh, I wonder. I'll have to wait and see. So some of these drivers are opting to really cut the race in half, make it a 35-37 split across the board as Randall continues on into fresh air. Says is going to continue on, so he's yet to come in just yet. As Viger, DeGoey, Heddersheet and Bush are now all into pit lane as Craig Friend, of course, continues on. Well, we'll see where he truly lies after this next pit stop period. It's definitely not going to be at the front of the field, but could it at least be around the top 10 for Craig Friend?
Time will tell. Sorry, I'm eating chocolate.
What flavour?
Hang on a second, I'll get the packet.
Brett, I don't like that you don't know what type. You just grabbed chocolate.
Yeah, Toblerone.
I was going to say, for all we know, Brett, it could be cyanide chocolate because you haven't checked the flavour on the packet.
No, that wouldn't happen.
We don't know.
Oh, new Toblerone, nougat, and salted caramel.
Oh. Speak my language now, Brett. God damn it.
Yeah.
Speaking my language. Look at Bruce Tannick, though. Big pressure on the back of Scott Weston. He's gotten past Chad Viger through the pit stop period. So Tannick is now the effective race leader here tonight as Halil Cesar comes in. Is Tannick going to be willing to send it on the outside of Scotty Weston here? He is indeed, and he's managed to do the job. He'll get this done, but will he hang on to it through turn 9 as Weston comes back at him? Big balls move from Weston, who goes into pit road. And now watch for Chad Viger because he is all over the back of the mag and turbo machine, and it looks to me that Viger's got something about him tonight. Something about him this season, Brett. He's got some pride. He's got some ego. He's got some confidence. Chad Viger, honestly, Chad Viger is driving like a champion-elect at this point of the season. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on to the end of this season and he wins the whole thing.
Oh, time will tell again. But I tell you what, he's right on the back of Tanek there. So Tanek's generally eyes forward, I think. I don't know whether he panics too much about people in these mirrors, but I just backed off for a second.
I think Bruce has driven in his mirrors before, but he's definitely more so, let's get past the car ahead and not worry about them when they're behind me. That's definitely his mentality when he goes racing.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's to his benefit. Other times it's been to his detriment. I think we can both agree.
In front of just got past Ostwald.
Yep, so McCune goes past. He does need another stop, though, as does Oosterwald, the current championship leader.
On the back of Monday and just gets past.
He does indeed. So the game now that's being played, Brett, is the game of Chris Blanchard versus Shane Randall, as well as Reese DeGoey, because they've got roughly 38 seconds separating them. They were around about together before Blanchard came into pit lane. So that's currently the not on track, but on the timing board battle that's happening. Randall's trying to maintain / build a gap. Blanchard's trying to chase him down. But it's getting a lot harder with the more traffic he's dealing with. With this little bit of clear air ahead of him, he can start to push on. But if he starts to battle DeGoey, that's going to hurt them in a little bit, especially possibly for a long run here.
So McKenzie, Hoffman, Brooks and Buckland just in front of this pack is heating up as well. Sorry, I just had my last piece of table rope.
I've just heard a horrid piece of news from Rick Viger in the chat. Chad Viger's got one race left this season.
Oh. Don't do me like that. Oh, what a shame.
It's an absolute shame.
Well,
because honestly, I think Chad, if he could have run all season, he could have won it this season, genuinely. He's driving like that right now, and he's driving very impressive. Very, very impressive. So Michael Jones has kept pushing on. Randall's kept going as well for the moment. So these guys are trying to go long on this mid-stint to have much fresher tyres at the end, as Tanek is still pressuring here.
Lap of his race.
Yep.
Yeah,
DeGoey though.
DeGoey's just a
1:19.523. Wow. But those are the sort of laps that DeGoey needs to do, because again, he's amongst that battle with Randall up ahead of him. The issue now for DeGoey and Buckland is the X factor of Ben Brook, because if he starts to defend these guys, they're only going to get held up. This is only helping Randall up the road and Michael Jones, to a sense, to staying ahead of them after his pit stop. This is making them bleed time right now if they remain stuck behind this Frog Leap juiced energy entry.
Well, they're going to be, they're close enough, and they have been close enough for a number of laps now, and looks like DeGoey might be getting a little bit impatient there, as actually
Ben had a little bit of a blink out then.
Yeah, it might have caught a bit of Damon's internet.
I'm sure that Ben doesn't live in Mudgee.
I don't know. You can find out. Rick Viger going past Monday.
And so Rick's got some good pace as well. I think Rick's got all the ability in the world to do what his brother's doing, but I think Chad has just got another level of confidence this season. He looks... You watch the way his car's reacting. He looks so confident.
Hanging it out there. Yeah, and isn't it funny, you know, like, I mean, I remember... was last season before, Jim Caparonis, he just leveled up at a point, and he was just driving unbelievable. And you could just notice that over a few weeks, Tanek a bit loose there, so he's under pressure from Viger now. Viger's going to want to do something with this. Got a sniff there. He's just backed off again. So I think he sort of just allows Tanek to sort of have a bit of a breath of fresh air. Rick just, sorry, not Chad.
Boardman! Massive wide berth down at turn 2. Lucky not to hit the wall. Drops a spot to both Bush and Manuel as they come past him. Bit of work to do now for James to clean that up, but that's a wild ride for him in the number 7.
Whew. You got to keep your eyes everywhere on this track at the moment. Just watching Burns and Clifton too. They're in a big battle there with Weston.
It's all happening. It is all happening out
Buckland.
here.
Oh, where do you look? You need about 5 screen. Well, like you said before, you need about 10 computers.
We need that production center so we can watch everything all at once. As Cesar's trying to get by Duggan here, but Duggan's making it hard for him. Defending hard against the season 24 champion. 2 former champions going at it. One from season 15, the other from season 24. So there's only 10 seasons that separate their title wins, but well, it doesn't mean that they can't battle for position in another season, can it? Just shows you the level of success in this split.
Closing on Buckland.
He's right on him. He is right on him. But again, the problem is Brooke is not out of their way. So it's fine.
No.
It's fine for DeGoey to be 0.2 behind him. It's just meaning he's right behind him. You know, once it's down to less than 0.1, then, oh, yeah, he's on him. You know, he's right alongside him when it's less than 0.1.
Well, Mackenzie's now right in this as well, too.
Yep.
So I wonder whether, Buckland trying to get a decent exit out of there. Just took a shallow line coming out of that turn.
So we've
Has he
got
got
to
any
watch,
straight line speed on him?
We've got to watch for when Randall comes in, because if this continues like the way it is, he's going to come out ahead of them. And he's going to come out with a massive gain on his shoulders tonight.
Cesar on the back of Duggan as well. He's closing for a second there.
He's still on him. Again, that 0.2, sort of 0.3 marker is the car right on the back of them. So it's maximum pressure interval. When it's down to 0.1.
Alan also on Grumley. Sorry, I'm all over the shop. I tell you what.
It's all good.
If I keep on looking at this timing tower,
oh my God,
cross-eyed, I reckon.
Oh my God, Steve Grumley's got massive damage on that car.
Oh
my God. That car has got huge damage on it. And he is now bleeding. That's race win gone for Steve Grumley. No doubt about it. This car's going to have barely any straight line speed. And you watch Ron Allen, he may be able to get this job done pretty easily if he can get the opportunity at the right time. But you look at what Grumley's doing. Grumley's going to try and back him up here. He's going to try and back up that whole pack into his teammate DeGoey as Randall's into pit lane now. So if he holds these guys back, watch for Randall on the exit, because he's going to come out right amongst this battle pack. This is going to be tight. It's Mackenzie now on Allen. Allen still needs to come into pit lane, so he's not even in this. Neither is Brooke.
No.
Both of them are out of sync.
Oh
my
that could have
God.
been disastrous there for a second. Allen just got that ripple, just launched the car a little bit. I was worried that he's going to send it into Mackenzie there. Here we go. Run Allen in.
So's Brooke.
Yeah.
So Randall just drops now. This is going to be so close. This is going to be so close. On the line, there's Steve Grumley. So they're all going to get him.
Right in the middle of the pack.
But he's going to be right in it. Is he going to come out ahead of DeGoey and Buckland? He is. What a jump. What a jump.
Going to be tight.
He
jumped.
jumped.
Cold tyres at the moment.
Yep, he is, but they're fresh tyres. And with Buckland and DeGoey battling like that, it's going to be tough for them to get by. There's a little lock up there. I think that might have been DeGoey locking up just slightly. But what a jump that was for Randall. He jumped 2 cars by going slightly longer, and both of them having to battle in behind an out-of-sync car. He's just covering that inside. Covers the inside. Can't get past. Oh, bit of a knock on that from Buckland. Little tap by Buckland. I don't think he wants to take it like that. He doesn't. He'll lift off. But DeGoey's going to take the advantage every day of the week.
Yeah.
I suppose you might as well.
Be spewing about that. Yeah, well, that's it. Why wouldn't you? But Buckland's going to be spewing about that because he sort of had a run and he just couldn't take advantage.
Oh, overrun now. Can DeGoey get him down towards 9, side by side with Randall?
If he hangs it.
He's going to have to hang it here.
He's going to have
inside.
Yep.
There goes DeGoey. He got the job done. Warm tyres have held onto it.
Having a look on the inside.
Watch for Blanchard too. He's right in this as well. It's all intense, and it's all for the top 5 in this race.
Oh, nice. Buckland's on the inside here, but can he hold it? He's going to be stuck on the outside of this next turn.
Oh, Randall's going to hang with him. Randall's going to hang with him. 2 wide into turn 2. It's often ended in disaster, but they've managed to hang on to it. Randall holds on to the position.
Cuts.
Oh, my God. The racing tonight has been off the charts. Absolutely off the charts. This is top split stuff.
Buckland's now right in this. I'm going to tell you what, Viger's actually closing as well. So This is going to be a monstrous little pack once all these guys compress a bit further.
So Michael
Buckland's
Jones
still,
is now in pit lane, by the way. He was about 6 seconds ahead of Randall before their stop, so he should actually come out ahead of this pack now. So for Jones, he's going to come out pretty well in the money, because if these guys continue to battle like this, it's only going to cost them time in comparison to him.
Oh, McCune.
Here comes McKenzie. Can he get it up the inside? No, he can't. But Grumley's trying to do the team play as best as possible. Hold him back into the goey and try and get Reese past. He knows that Reese has a chance at a podium tonight, and he's going to do everything in his powers to get him there.
I tell you what, Grumley's doing really well to hold that position, considering that he's got no front splitter on that car at all. And they're all battling like anything behind him. So other battles on the track at the moment. So Hedesheed, Todd Duggan, Cesar. They've also Manuel on Bush and Boardman. Then we've got back further, we've got Craig Friend, Weston and Burns. And then Stoyles, Alan Hoffman, Monday, myself, Taylor. Oh, all the Bretts are together back there too. Oh, how ironic.
Get Bretted. That's what I say, Brett. Get Bretted. 3 Bretts. Brett squared. That's what this is. Brett cubed even. Brett to the power of 3. And then Michael Jones, look at that gap, 6.8 seconds back to Grumley. So that's helped him.
Yeah.
Watch for Randall. He's right on to Goey. He wants to try and get past, but he can't quite get there just yet. But again, Steve's doing a great job here with that damage on that car. He's not thrown it away just yet, but he's trying to defend so hard.
McCune in pits.
Yep, McCune's in. So Grumley's trying to hold back McKenzie, who wants it up the inside of him. He can't quite get there, though. It's a poor run off the corner for Grumley, so he's starting to bleed here, because McKenzie's putting the pressure on him. But watch for the Goey now. McKenzie got held up. And now De Goey. The battle of the Kiwis goes on. McKenzie and De Goey will battle it now for the rest of this lap. And watch for the team play of SLS. Watch for Grumley just to slow that car at the wrong time. McKenzie tries to send it down the inside as the defense comes from Grumley. He's trying to hold him off. He hangs him out wide. Through comes De Goey. Team play of SLS 101. And De Goey's going to become the benefactor. Watch for Randall as well. He's going to try and sneak it up at McKenzie now too, and follow to go into the benefit. Can he get it done up towards turn 5? It's going to take a massive lunge. He's not quite willing to go for it just yet, but here comes McKenzie onto Grumley. Doors him around. Goes around McKenzie. They all come through. That could be a drive-through for Grumley.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. That was a fantastic battle pack. You saw it here live, not on live on replay. Chad Viger closing the gap on Tannick. Tannick is now in 3rd spot. Chad's moved up a spot.
He's got him. He's going to let him go. I reckon there was contact.
Yeah, okay, so it must have been...
Oh, watch for Jones. Jones is right here as well. So Viger redresses, and he's just on the fastest lap. Oh, no.
Wide. Jones just did the fastest lap of the race on that lap too, at 1:19.362. So Jones was flying.
He was.
That'll take the wind out of his sails, unfortunately.
Now look at the cars as well. Just quickly, who's gone to the back of this train now? Hedesheed, Duggan and Cesar. They've all caught this train. So now Randall's going to try and get past the wall that is Steve Grumley, trying to hold them all back from chasing down to Goey, but he doesn't have the tyres under him. Here comes Randall up the inside. Job done for him. Next one's Blanchard. Can he get by Grumley this time as well? Because Steve doesn't want to have to risk getting any more penalties. He knows that Randall's gone through. He cannot afford to let the whole train through. Better to let 1 through than to let 10 through. I think that's what Steve will be thinking about right now.
Chad's closing on Tannick again. He's going to have another lunge at him. So he's obviously done it once. He knows he can do it again.
Oh, bit of contact! Tannick. He tried to squeeze him. And now Tannick's ran it wide.
James is in there as well. Oh, Viger sideways out in there. But Jones has driven unbelievable.
He's driven so well. Michael has driven so well tonight. This might be a breakout for him. If he could get his first race win tonight, this would be epic stuff. Blanchard's now gotten past Grumley, by the way, so Grumley's starting to drop positions. knowing that he's got to serve a drive-through if he gets one because of the contact with Mackenzie, which I think there is going to be one coming, to be honest with you.
But have a look. I mean, we are 49 laps of 64. We've still got heaps of racing to come.
And
have a look at that tree.
The
have
top
a look
10,
how many...
top 10 are top 3 are separated by 1.1 seconds. They are separated by barely anything. Top 10 are separated by 15 seconds at the moment. Barely anything. This is great stuff.
Oh, and then you look back even further down the field, you know, Bush, Manuel, Boardman, Osterwell, McCune. That's another little angry pack there. And we've got Weston and Burns. That's a bit of a no man's land there. But then we've got Ron Allen, Hoffman, Monday, Stoyles, myself, Brett Taylor, and Brooke. Like, there is some absolutely ferocious racing going on here.
It is top level stuff. This is seriously one of the best races I've seen in a long, long time. One of the best supercars races I've seen in a long, long time. This is just in terms of front to tail battles that are happening, and in terms of the shake-ups that have come from this race, how close it stayed the whole time, how close the timing tower has been in terms of strategies, and how all those strategies have come together as Weiger gets past. Weiger gets passed by Buckland there, so Buckland took advantage. Yeah. How everything came together tonight.
Back on Mackenzie too.
Seriously, I think this has probably got to be one of the most complete supercars races out of vets we've seen in a long time. You've got a bit of everything tonight, and if you're going to show someone vets, this is the race to show them. This is seriously the race to show them.
Absolutely unbelievable.
It's been great.
Absolutely unbelievable. And like, it's hard. I mean, McKeown on the back of Osterwell at the moment, like, he's down at 0.1. You know, like, he's making a lunge there. Like, you just don't know where to look on track. I mean, I'd love it if we could sort of show more of the action, but it's just so hard. I mean, you end up flicking around. You know, you don't have a seizure from the screen flickering.
Can you imagine if we had it on focus on exciting, Brett? It'd be like this. It'd be like, there's that, there's
Grumley
that, there's
on
that,
Buckland,
there's that. You know, it's like it'd be everywhere.
It's going off. It is absolutely going off. I mean, like, we try and cover as much of the racing as possible, all the way up and down. You try and stay with the most exciting, but it is excitement everywhere.
I think
Burns
we
closed
have
up
to
on
give,
Western just then.
We have to give some excitement, or at least a shout out, to the level of battling we've had, but for the whole field. Everyone is having great battles tonight. This battle in particular is the one we're focused on, because it's actually one that has a lot to do with the championship standings. It's not just because it's so many drivers tucked entirely together. It has a big factor in the standings. Buckland was a previous leader of the championship. He wants to stay in the top 5 of the championship. Randall, if he finishes where he is, will take the lead of the championship tonight. De Goey will push his way up there. Tannick will start to get some good points on the board. So will Jones, and Chad Weiger will look to get even more points on the board. But right now, inside that top 10, the championship battle is being contested by Reese De Goey, Shane Randall, and Gary Buckland. They are the 3 championship contenders within the top 10 right now, with Phil Manuel and Joel Oosterwald so far down the order in comparison to them.
And from some of the racing we've seen tonight, you know, you understand why those guys are. Header sheet and Cesar. Header sheet just on the inside. Is he going to get the run off?
He might do. He very well might do. Side by side, header sheet. And I mean, these are 2 guys that are trimmed from the same cloth. They've got a very similar race style. You know, Halil said to me in previous times before when he's battled with header sheet, he's got a lot of respect for him on track, because both of them go racing with a very similar mentality. And they're very, very tight in terms of their pace and their racecraft as well, Brett. Both guys are they're probably on par for me in terms of sheer ability behind the wheel of a supercar. And it's great to see from them. As Weiger comes past Grumley, Duggan's going to get by him as well. This is starting to tighten up here. Grumley's got a drive-through penalty to contest with as well because of the contact with Mackenzie. So this is starting to heat up now. Bit of contact there with header sheet. They're still going on here, and Cesar wants to try and get through. Cesar's trying to get this job done.
He's going to have the run out here.
He's got to run.
He's definitely going to have the run, because header sheet got held up.
He's got to run.
Now, this is going to get intense.
Now, for Grumley, you've got to drive through. Surely you just hang to the right. There's no way you're going to come over the left. No, he does.
Oh.
Contact's made. Grumley's off the road. Grumley's off the road. Not much more says it could do. And Grumley's off. And the engine's
Grumley's got
gone.
an engine.
The engine's gone. That car's kaput. This could be a safety car.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable. This could be a safety car. Now, big question. Does anyone come and put some tyres on the car? And let's have a quick look at who is who's come up the lead a bit. So Reece Goey up 8 spots, Christopher Blanchard up 9, Gary Buckland up 17, Rick Viger up 11, Todd Duggan up 18, Hale Cesar up Halil Cesar up 10, Hedishid 7, Damon up 22, James Boardman 6. Scott Weston up 9. So there's some big movers there under safety car.
So the safety car will join us once again for the second time tonight. And it couldn't have come at a better time, Brett. It's going to tighten the whole field up. And by the time we go green flag, it is going to be probably 9 or 8 laps to go. This is going to be tight. This is going to be so tight. Anyone can win.
Yeah.
Anyone arguably inside that probably top 7 could win this race if it goes their way.
This is intense. I mean, like it's summer in Australia. It's hot outside. It's hot on the track. The pressure cooker's been turned on and it is starting to heat
Buckland's
right
in.
up.
Buckland's in.
Okay.
This is a very interesting choice for Gary Buckland. I feel he may have expected more drivers to come in for an extra set.
Yeah.
Because Mackenzie's in, Fisher's in. This is going to hurt Buckland immensely now. Because he's going to drop.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Probably. Oh, he's going to drop below Ron Allen. Will he drop below Hoffman? He might. This is going to drop him really far down the order. He may have just thrown something away here. I think he's just thrown that away.
Yeah. And see, Fisher too. Like, I don't understand why he's coming to pits too. I mean, obviously the tyres have been stressed out. He's obviously feeling like he might be out of game, but it's only 10 laps and less. So it's just interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where some of these guys finish.
Seriously, folks, if you're watching this with us, well, you are watching this with us, but if you are, you need to call up. You need to call up your friends, your family. You need to open up the yellow pages, call some strangers, get them watching. This is going to be the most intense final 10 laps we've seen all season.
Woo.
This is about to get switched on
How
to
exciting.
the absolute maximum. It wasn't verbatim. It wasn't just for a tagline when I said, this is the race you show someone when you want to show them vets. Because tonight, genuinely, of the last 2 years, is probably up there within the top 5 best vets races I've called in terms of every factor being applied to it. On-track battles, spanners in the works, strategy at play, everything you could possibly put together, as well as championship implications, and the fact we're at a momentum swing round at the midway point of the season. This has possibly become the most important race of the whole season to this point, because this is going to have ongoing effects to next week at Silverstone, to the week after as well. This is going to have a long-lasting effect now throughout the rest of this season, and it could have a helping hand in deciding who our contenders are going to be come the final round of the championship when we're out at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve at the end of the season. Seriously, I couldn't build this up any bigger. Generally, I couldn't.
Oh, it's huge.
For De Goey and for
huge.
Randall, either of them could lead the championship after tonight. If De Goey wins and Randall stays P5, De Goey will lead the title race. If Randall stays P5 and De Goey doesn't gain up to a race lead, Randall will lead the championship for the first time with a drop round included in his vet's career. It is arguably his best start to a season he's ever had. This is probably one of De Goey's best starts. He has had one that's on par with this before, but it's definitely one of De Goey's best. He's within this championship fight. Randall's within this championship fight. For Oosterwolde and Manuel, they've got work to do across the next few weeks to try and halter the momentum of those guys and try and hang on to them. You've then also got to think about Kiddis, P11. If he can get into the top 10 tonight, Brett, he's going to be up and about the championship battle as well. Remember we spoke about last week, he won the race. He wasn't in the battle at that point. The race win has completely swung his momentum. If he can get a top 10 tonight, this is going to really reshape his championship fight for the season and make him a contender once again. It is high pressure, high value moments.
Season last.
Exactly.
He could reverse his season from last
exactly.
season. Sorry.
He's
doing different.
Uno reverse card, if you will.
Yeah.
So the pressure that's on now is Chad Weiger wants to take and become the first driver this season to win 2 races, right? Ending our run of 3 seasons in a row of the first 6 rounds, giving us 6 different winners. So he would break that trend. What he would do is he would win his second round of the season. Jones wants to win his first round. Tanek wants to win his first round. De Goey wants to win his first round. Randall wants to win his first race ever. Blanchard, Weiger, Duggan, Cesar, Hedesheed, none of them have won a race this season. The only one that's done it is Chad Weiger inside of the top 10 right now, and he's the only one who could take home a second win at this point.
Now, the only other thing too, what was it? No, it's all right. I had a thought, and then it wasn't a thought. We'll move on. But look, this is building up yet again to be an unbelievable season, and it's just getting better and better. This is going to be on for young and old. Chad's got the field under his control at the moment. When does he go?
We've restacked him. We've re-racked him for a second time.
Looks
As
like
we
he's
come
off.
around the final corner. He's not gone just yet. Now he has. Green flag at Mosport. 8 laps to go here tonight as Chad Weiger controls the field. Tanek right on the back of Michael Jones with De Goey and Randall in behind them as well. Tanek's got a great exit as he runs it up towards turn 2. He can easily win this race, but he's got to put all the puzzle pieces together as he over-unders Jones through 2. Up towards 3 they go, side by side. Contact's made. A little bit of an offshoot there. Here comes De Goey. Wants to try and get it done as they're staggered 3 wide through turn 3. Down through 4 they come. Tanek's going to want to dive here. He's going to try and dive bomb him.
Desperate.
Watch him. He's going to dive him. Up the inside he goes. Contact's made. Contact's made. Tanek knocks him off the road. De Goey goes through. So does Randall. And now Tanek's pushed back there. As I think that was Todd Duggan. Todd Duggan off the road at 5. It's intensified to a maximum, but it's given Chad Weiger one hell of a lifeline. 1.7 seconds is the gap. It's his race to lose.
How did Jones gather that back up? Because he's gathered that back up and actually pushed forward off De Goey. So Tanek has been the big loser out of that one. Randall has obviously come up into 4th spot. So really, Weiger is just going to be pumping air at the moment, pumping his fist in the air.
Here comes Tanek.
Because he's just got that breather.
He has. Here comes Tanek. Gets past Randall. I think that's strategic on Shane's part. He doesn't want to have to throw away a top 5 and risk dropping to the top 3. He'd rather let Tanek go past and let him ruin his own race. Knowing how aggressive he's been to this point, he's nearly wrecked with Michael Jones. He doesn't want to become the Michael Jones in that scenario. So for Shane, he's trying to do the smart thing. And for Bruce, he wants to push on. He wants a race win. 2 opposite ends of mentality in racing. They can pay off for you, but they can also be a detriment as well.
Oh, I'm lost. I'm lost for words. Because, I mean, I know we've just had a restart, but, look at that tree. I mean, the top 3 have sort of skipped away a little bit, obviously from that bit of confusion at the front there, but all the way back down from Tanek, all the way back down to Gary Buckland, 24th, and there's a second gap, and then there's a whole other lot of people there too. So it's just on for young and old everywhere.
It is on for young and old. Joel Lucival, championship leader. He's already up 9 spots. He's into P16 and he's battling with Craig Friend ahead of him. Weston's putting pressure here on Mick Clifton. Watch for Paul Burns though. He's been in the wars tonight and he'll want to try and get his way through if he can. But they're continuing just to massage the pressure right now. Just trying to get every little notch out of you.
Again.
Oh my God.
Jones again does the fastest lap of the race. He's
This
done
guy,
a 19.
this guy is insane.
228.
He is insane. This is seriously breakout performance stuff for Michael Jones.
Yeah.
he is racing off his head right now.
I mean, that was a fantastic recovery after the hip and shoulder he copped.
Honestly, Brett, I've only got 2 names for a Driver of the Day or 3 names for Driver of the Day nomination right now. It's Jones, DeGoey, and Duggan. They're my 3 names at the moment.
Yeah.
Because all 3 of them have driven incredibly.
Unbelievable. Throw a blanket over the whole lot of them. Heddersheet's got a bit of a gap back to Duggan, and Heddersheet got a bit of a gap, about 1.3 seconds. So, but everyone else is closed up.
The problem for Heddersheet now as well, I believe he's on a 16X at this point, so he can't afford a car contact.
Yeah, okay.
Because if he gets it, he's going to have a drive-through.
He'll be a bit stressed. Yeah, he'll be a bit stressed about that. Lap 58 of 64.
It is seriously, it has been intense the whole way through. Cesar's into pits. I wonder if he's been given a drive-through.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's been given a drive-through for that moment with Grumley, possibly contestive. I don't know, but he's into pit lane, so might be a bit fiery under the helmet of that 5 entry because he could have been on for a top 10. So Chad Viger has got 0.9 of a second back to the emerging Michael Jones. Reese going on the podium. Bruce Tannick, Shane Randall inside of the top 5. Right now, corrected championship order with 1 drop round included. The 501 is leading the way. If Reese can get up to the lead, he will lead the championship. Rick's done real, honestly, Rick might be our 4th name.
Up 12, yeah. Well, I was just looking at that. I was thinking he's just sort of like plugged away, and he's had himself a great race. And he's just done the fastest lap of his race. The 3 people in front of him have all done the fastest lap of their race. Randall, Blanchard and Viger, Rick, have done the fastest lap of their race in the last lap.
Well, yeah, at this stage, freshest tyres of the whole field is Michael Jones. For those inside of the, aside from Alex Kiddis, So Alex Kiddis has got the freshest tyres inside of the top 10. He pitted on lap 47. Jones pitted on 45. Randall pitted on 43. So they're the 3 cars with the freshest tyres inside of the top 10 right now. The oldest tyres inside of the top 10 is everyone who pitted on lap 35. So that's how tight it's getting. But Randall's getting faster, a 19.9 on that last lap. He is pushing this car to its maximum just to hang and put pressure on Tannick. I mean, right now, I'm looking at the tower. Look at this tower just quickly.
Oh.
The back half of the field, it's a bloody scramble.
Who was someone? Yeah, Brooke looked like he was going to have a crack there at someone. Who was that Monday?
This is an absolute scramble down here. An absolute scramble of cars. Bloody hell. This is ridiculous.
It's unreal. Where do you look?
Unreal stuff.
Where do you look?
I don't know, honestly.
Oh, Monday.
Oh, contact between Buckland and Brooke, and that's going to hurt Gary. That'll hurt Gary in his championship hopes. Might be a drop round for him, who knows. Mackenzie's now going to try and get the run.
Now,
would you want to be back here, Brett?
No, I'm actually just.
Well, actually, you're ahead of them, so you're all right.
I mean, ahead of them, so I was happy with that.
My God.
I don't know how that happened, but I got through.
4 laps to go of Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and I tell you what, if Silverstone doesn't even get a sniff of how good this is, I'm going to be disappointed, Brett, if I'm honest with you. And you know what? It's the best Silverstone layout as well, so I have high hopes for it. I genuinely do. If it was the Grand Prix circuit, I'd tell you there'd be no way, but the historic 2008 circuit, we could be on for an absolute all-timer next week.
Well, yeah, if tonight's got anything to go by what we're in for the rest of the season, this is absolutely riveting stuff.
Out the other side of the trees we come.
Oh, yeah.
Blanchard and Viger.
That was a big dive.
Oh, big dive. Bit of contact.
Tap.
Just a little
get out of my road. Viger's looking really feisty.
So feisty as we ride on board with him. Rick Viger, his brother, leads the way. Can he maybe sneak his way into the top 5? It's been a great race for both the Viger brothers thus far. Under brakes, he gains massively on Blanchard. Can't quite get past him, though.
With it, yeah.
They're dropping time to Randall up ahead of them, though. That's the issue that's becoming now. 1.3 seconds they've lost to the top 5 with 3 laps to go at Mosport.
I have to go and have a lie down after this. Well, I mean, I was probably going to anyway, but, you know, it's pretty intense.
It's around about bedtime, Brett.
So, I'm not going to stay up all night. Bloody hell. Too old for that shit.
Look at this train, though. Hedesheed back to Matt Monday, and it's pressure personified all throughout. It is... it's lost for your words type of stuff, honestly. It seriously is.
Oh, it is. It's just crazy. What tonight has just really leveled up. And you know, like we've still got a couple of laps to go, and there's still some passes that I'm sure are going to happen. You know, if you watch what's going on track at the moment, you know, it tends to intensify in the last few laps. Things get a little bit desperate.
I mean,
just
look
the way
at
it's been tonight, you can just get that feel that,
Look at that
it's
train.
just going to, yeah,
That's how long it is. That's ridiculous.
yeah.
Oh, my
Bunch of
God.
angry ants. Here we go. Manuel.
comes Manuel.
No, not quite.
He's trying to
He's got
maintain...
his teammate backing him up.
He does. So both of them are trying to maintain something to Randall and De Goey inside of the top 5 in terms of long-term championship aspirations. In fact, if Phil actually finishes ahead of Joel, if they were to include 2 drop rounds, Brett, they'd be equal on points after tonight's race. They'd both be equal. It's ridiculous how that can work out. It just shows you how good of a duo they are and how close they are together. And
Well, all the 266 boys have been, you know, like they're a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
really,
seriously
they
are.
are putting on. Yeah, this whole season they've been, you know, something's always been boiling. Talking about boiling, bloody Rick. Here he goes. He's still having a look at Blanchard.
It's major pressure on Chris Blanchard right now for P6.
Great run.
When we cross the strike, it'll be 1 lap to go. White flag to come. Here comes Rick Viger.
He's
Can
got
he
the
get
pace,
it
he's got the
done?
run.
He's got a great run on the outside of Blanchard even before the braking zone. He gives him a door. Blanchard gave him a door and he's gotten unglued. Blanchard goes round and off the road, and that's it. Done and dusted for him with 1 to go.
Oh, that's a shame.
So for Chad Viger,
What a shame.
1 lap to survive the onslaught of Michael Jones. Reece De Goey is 3.1 seconds back, and he's got half a second back to the oncoming Bruce Tannick and Shane Randall in the battle for the final position on the podium this evening. This has
Just having a
been
look at,
incredible. Absolutely incredible.
oh, it is. Just having a look at the last lap of Chad, Viger and Jones is a 1 minute 20.053 to Jones, a 1:20.066. That's how close those guys are.
Oh my God, it is. It's so tight between them. And you wonder, is it Chad's pace that's dictating Michael? Because we know the sort of pace that Jones has shown us here tonight. He's run out of chances, though. He's not close enough before the final few corners. And for Chad Viger, it is a run that's going to be broken in season 26 as he comes through the S's. 1 corner to survive at turn 10 as there's been a massive stack up in behind them. Jones has a lunge, can't quite get there. Chad Viger, 2-time winner in season 26 as he wins it out at Mosport. Jones in P2, De Goey in P3. Tannick survives to Randall inside of the top 5. Viger, Duggan, Kiddis, Hedesheed, and Phil Manuel will make up the top 10 as the gaggle of cars wrestle their way to the end.
Oh, look at there's nothing between Hedesheed and Brett Taylor back in 23rd. So what's that? 13 cars. Jeez. Unbelievable race. What a show this has been tonight. Absolutely. I hope you've all enjoyed it. It's been absolutely fantastic to call this race, and it has been, you know, I hope it's been enjoyed by everyone viewing it, because it has been an absolute ball terror. I don't know whether I can say ball terror, but I'm going to say ball terror anyway. And I might even say it once again, ball terror.
You can say it. I've said worse. Don't worry. Driver of the Day nominations
what-
in the chat right now. Michael Jones, Reese DeGoey, Rick Viger, and Simon Heddersheed. We only want to see those names voted into the chat, please, as there we see the onslaught of what actually happened at the end of that race, right on the checkered flag with Brett Horsell and Chris Blanchard. As we await any podium finishes to come in for a chat to us, Reese DeGoey straight in this. That's great to see. Let's quickly run through the post-race highlights for you, which it was intense from the get-go here tonight, Brett, as it all started out on the start-finish straight of lap 1. And hell, what it gave us to the end was absolutely incredible. From start to finish, this was an all-timer. It was a horrid start for eventual race winner Chad Viger off the line. He gave up a top 2 position in this race. There we see the contact in the background with Burns. And I think it was Randall that got into him as well. But the one we have to watch for is Kokoschki, because as they came around, as Clifton goes off the road there, and then watch this rejoin. Watch the rejoin of Clifton. He comes on the road almost straight in front of Boardman, realised he was there and hopped straight out of the way. So it was lucky it didn't end up any worse. And then watch for Kokoschki, because this is what brought out the first safety car. Down through turn 4, blew it up right there up the hill. Had some contact with Grumley, but that didn't cause it. It was a shift that did it. He nursed it round, but the car had nowhere to go. There was no way he was making it back to pits. And that is what brought us our first appearance of the night of the Racecraft Simulations safety car. Then we had Andrew Hoffman going around at this point as well, which was obviously quite a tough moment for Hoffy. I think there was contact with Manuel. There was. So that's why Manuel had his drive through. So that's why Manuel had his drive through.
Not quite enough room given.
That then gave us the first appearance of the Racecraft Simulations safety car as it came out of pit lane. It was out there for a couple of laps as everyone had prepared themselves, came into pit lane, took their first stop of the race as well, and just reset themselves for what was to come. And then it was a few laps later, if I can scroll all the way down, because I'll be honest, Brett, it's a very, very intense race in terms of...
Take your time, Hamish.
I'm trying to find it. Here we go. So then it comes down to the restart where the safety car comes in, and for Craig Friend, you have the restart onus on him.
Such a shame that Friend missed that opportunity to come into pits, because it would have been great to see how he would have played out in this race. And same as Kiddis too.
Well, for Craig Friend, he gets himself off the restart zone, and we go back to green flag racing once that safety car was into pit lane. James Boardman had himself minor off track as well after this as well. I think just a little wide berth off the restart, and that there made it a bit tougher for him as well.
Almost looked like he clipped the wall on the inside and pushed him wide.
Yeah, very well made done. This was the moment we missed at turn 1. This was McKenzie and Burns. And there he goes, straight round.
Yeah.
And that's what damaged that car quite severely at that stage. We then started to get into pit stop period once again for some drivers too. As we continued on, we had a moment with Derek Lovegrove and Sean Cullen. We saw the offset of this. So there was Stoyles and Cullen with contact, and off the road went Sean and into the nether. And that was a real shame for him. Halil Cesar as well. Intense battle with Todd Duggan throughout this race. Up through turn 5. Just ran it wide. And I had to be careful of his rejoin.
Nearly caught.
Is that you, Brett?
Copped the front of... No, that was Sean again.
Okay.
I was going to say that was nearly wiped the nose off Sean's car.
My God, I was going to say, did you have to check your onions after that one? I mean, it was quite intense. It must be said. And then we had a great long green period after this as well. Before James Boardman went for this wild ride down at turn 2. Really wide berth and down into the grass. Lucky to pull it up. My God.
Oh, jeez.
He pulled his Joker lap off
close.
Well. He pulled his Joker lap off well. And then watch for Randall leaving pit lane into this just honestly intense battle pack of Steve Grumley and co. This was This was exciting stuff.
Oh.
My God. This was on it, probably battle of the race. Like, genuinely, this was some intense stuff. It eventually led to this contact being made with Steve Grumley and Scott McKenzie that would give Grumley a drive-through. And McKenzie just getting knocked back for a loop once again. And then we have this moment down the straight. Now, this was with Cesar and Grumley. Now, Cesar got a drive-through for this. And I heard that Race Control admitted post-race that it may have been looked at a different way because Cesar gets a knock from Hedesheed, puts him onto the white line, so he never actually leaves the surface of the circuit, but he holds his line. Grumley comes over and then contact's made. So I'm not sure. It's a tough one. It's a tight one. But in the end, what a race it was. Like, genuinely, what a race it was. We'll quickly show you the end of race crash that we missed up at turn 5 because honestly, seriously, it was a car park down here. We saw the remnants of it. It was a bloody car park. So Horsell runs it way wide, locks up, contacts made with Cullen, and then everyone just piles in with nowhere to go. So it's a real shame for them.
How did they sort that mess out?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Wow.
But what a race, what an end it was to this one here tonight. And for Chad Viger, it is a top-level race win in the end as well. The race 5 highlights have now gone. We've got one interviewee here this evening in Mr. Reese DeGoey, based out of WA, of course, the Kiwi, formerly of Performance Sim Racing, now of SLS as well. Reese, welcome in. Congratulations. P3 on the road tonight, sir. A fantastic effort in the end and another podium to your name.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Man, how good was the replay? Like, I knew I was racing amongst some of the lads for some highly debated spots, but man, the whole rest of the field was awesome.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I was obviously in the race, and I knew I had some battles, throughout the race, but obviously didn't know what happened elsewhere. And like you say, like it was just intense everywhere.
Yeah, it was just hell for leather from start to go. Everyone from S2 was amazing.
I mean, Reese, you showed your patience tonight, obviously, and just how good you can be on your best day. You're up and amongst the championship battle at this stage of the season. Looking ahead to the second half of the season, how are you thinking this may be able to go around for you now with the next 5 rounds to come in this championship battle?
In all honesty, I'll just play it race by race. I mean, I had a bad start at the beginning, as I did in season 24, but then finished quite strongly. I'm hoping to turn that around. Same. It's a race by race thing, really. I mean, I can't sort of bank on the fact of getting top 5s and podiums if I don't qualify well either.
Well, I mean, up 9 tonight, so you had the race pace and probably I would argue that some cars had the luck of strategy, the fact that 7 cars didn't pit under the pace car, so that helped a lot of you guys obviously gain some free positions. But outside of that, the battling was intense enough that just trying to keep your head cool and keep your concentration was probably difficulty enough outside of trying to figure out a strategy for tonight's race as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, with the front guys not pitting, that definitely played into the rest of our hands, rest of our race's favour. Also with my mate doing his best with no front end and helping out with the shake and bake and slingshot engaged move, that was amazing as well.
Well, Reese, it was a top-level effort tonight. Fantastic performance as well, and a well-deserved P3. Is there anyone you want to give a shout-out to before we let you go here this evening?
Yeah, absolutely. So SLS Racing, Shared Genius, Spot On Ag, No Fitness, Nash Excavations, and just you guys in the broadcast. The major sponsors for the vets, obviously, Südspeed, and a few others, Racecraft. Thanks guys for the interview, and yeah, that was awesome racing. Everyone.
Well, we appreciate your time, Reese, once again. Best of luck at Silverstone next week. Congratulations on your P3 here this evening, and yeah, hope the practice and the race goes well in the second half of the season, and we'll see where you end up come the end of Montreal in round 10.
Yeah, cheers, Hamish, and cheers, Fishy. Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
No
Reese.
worries. Well done, mate.
Well, after
I'll tell you what, Hamish. I mean, race number 5 of this season has provided. It has been an absolute corker of a race. You know, there was action aplenty all the way up and down the field. You know, what can I say? It is just, and I think the series is building again. Awesome stuff.
Well, we've had a question from Jim Caparonis. Hey, Hamish, is there a way you can check if we have international viewers? I'm curious to see if people are viewing vets all over the world. The only way we could do that, Jim, is through the actual channel, the owner of the channel. So if it's John Van Ray or whoever owns the channel, for them to actually check the analytics of where people are watching from. If they can check where people are watching from, then we can see where they're watching from, obviously. I don't have that ability. I don't have the Vets channel login, but if John Van Ray or whoever has the login for the channel, they can check the analytics. They'll be able to tell us where they're watching from for that one. It's been a great night of racing once again, Brett, and the only thing that's left to do is to announce our driver of the day, as voted by the chat out there. It is P2, well-deserved Michael Jones this evening.
Well-deserved.
Really
Well
impressed
done,
tonight.
Jonesy.
Really impressed. Yeah. Michael drove probably one of his best races he's ever driven in Split 2. And I think the fact that he took it to Bruce Tannock and to Chad Weigert at the very end, that was one of Michael's best drives he's ever put on for us.
It looked like the car, the way he was driving it, and there is a perfect example there. It looked like the car had some serious attitude.
Yeah, serious attitude about it, and drove super, super well. So congratulations to Michael, our round 5 M1 Used Cars driver of the day, as voted by you guys out there in the chat with us. But that will bring an end to our broadcast this evening of Split 2 of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans for Season 26, Round 5 out at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Next time out, we'll be heading back in time, Brett, to a layout that no longer exists. Silverstone Historic Grand Prix Circuit from 2008 with the great Abbey and Bridge corners involved. It's going to be a fun, fun time.
Do you want me to give you some chimes to sort of give us that going back in time?
Sure. Wonderful. Fantastic. Yeah, we've got ourselves a parodied DeLorean supercar to take us back in time by 18 years. But thank you to everyone though who's joined us once again. I've been Hamish Munro with Brett Fisher alongside. Appreciate your time, appreciate your effort being here with us once again. Big thank you to all the series sponsors as well, Racecraft Simulations, the title sponsors who've been with us ever since season 18, as well to Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Simsports, Südspeed gloves, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars for the Driver of the Day award tonight. It went the way of Michael Jones. Next time it could go to you. If you're watching on the V8 Veterans channel, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 2, Split 3, and Split 4 action here, and you'll be able to see all 3 of them next time out when we head out to Silverstone. Go and check out Simspeed TV as well. Give them a subscribe to support them with the live broadcast of Split 1 on Thursday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Head over to Infinity Broadcasting as well. Help support us over there, literally directly. You'll be helping support me and all the other great co-commentators I work with, not just Brett, but also Anthony Ludi over in the US with Highside Motorsports. And then when we go back to live broadcasting, Brett and O'Brien as well for the VRS Porsche Cup Series as well. Massive appreciation to everyone out there who's joined us here tonight. Appreciations to Brett once again. Thank you all for joining us. I've been Hamish Munro. This has been Season 26, Round 5 of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 2 action. Brett, what do you got to say?
I'll bring us back into the future.
Wonderful. Great to be back.
We're back.
What season are we in?
26.
Say goodnight, Brett.
Good night, Brett.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Really appreciate your time. We'll see you guys next week at Silverstone. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Engine thunder from down under. Listen, fire. the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super ride. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name in lights. Oh, oh, with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super ride. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In this sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Rackraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1. We have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter. The Sim Push Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Racecraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Racecraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate. No, it goes beyond racing.